Hello, everybody. We're live. Delith, how much have you done your stand-up yet? And how much money have you raised? We've plugged it a few times on it, which I'm sure you're aware. I see you're in the chat. I'm going to be honest. There will be technicals tonight. Why? Because for some reason, OBS, which is the system I use to stream this crap, I did something yesterday. I recorded a little piece for Rose Tinted Spectrum, who's a YouTuber I like. And I recorded 3 minutes, and it was 5 gigabytes. 3-minute film.
5 gig.
5 gig. And I thought, what? And I've checked out previous ones, and normally 3 minutes would be like 800 megabytes or something. And I checked all of the settings on OBS had gone up to the maximum. You get like 1080, 720, 12. It was like about 4,000. All of the settings had been changed. Maybe I clicked apply on an update, which I would never normally do. I would never normally do that. I'm really, if someone can let me know that you can hear us and see us, that would be awesome. So I spent a lot of yesterday trying to get the setting. I don't know what the settings are, but trying to get them into something manageable. Mr. Bodell's in the house.
Hoi.
And I've done it. I think I've changed all of. I had to add an audio input again. I had to add the camera again. I didn't have to add the camera, but it was the shot was zoomed in. So I've had to resize. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I'd like tonight to be the
Yes.
loud and clear. Even quiet bloke. So I've got to when we cut to the zoom shots, I've got to resize these because it's just what is that? So there will be technicals, and not the fun kind where we all goof around, we all have a laugh at that. Not the fun kind of technicals, the really annoying ones where OBS. It's like someone just snuck into my house and went, I'm going to mess with these settings. This evening you're going to see cat pictures and cat videos, which I think I may have shared these on X. But my main man, the goat, Musk.
That's no I.
The musketeer.
Muskehound.
Muskehound. So we'll show some little pictures and videos of the cats. Modesty, you came in at 7:01. You know, you're bigging yourself up. I made sure I wasn't late. 7:01 is late. But tonight we're relaxed. It's a chilled vibe. Nice and relaxed. I can't bring the kittens to show you. I'm not really meant to pick them up. I did. So they're...
Also, they're tough guys. You go anywhere near them, they're toothless.
I did pick up Ted's to bring her out of the... So they're in this little square box, right? A cat box. That's all soft and cozy. And that's where they were born. And the round door is at the front. But before she gave birth, Stryker tipped it so the door was at the top. So only she could get out.
Like
when she had kittens, they couldn't get out. And then yesterday, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 days. So yesterday, 18 days, I tipped the box so that the circle was at the front, and I put a cushion in front to see if they come out. Batman, straight out. Now, when I say straight out, very, very slowly, wobbly legs. The cushion's this thick. As they got to the edge of the cushion, they all shit themselves. Because this is the biggest drop they've ever seen.
Not literally.
Well, when they do shit themselves,
their
mum eats it.
You ever wondered what happens with kittens' poo? Because obviously they're not born.
Can I just say thank you to Iain Sykes is in the house. I messed up my counselling website because I tried to do something on there.
Did you? What did you try to do?
I tried to add something to it.
Silly.
Completely ruined the website. Bugs, text at the top, blah, blah. And Iain, who has a life, has a job, has family issues. Iain, can you help me, please? I've broken it. And he went, yeah, okay. And we think he's fixed it. So, Iain, thank you. for putting up with my absolute nonsense.
Meanwhile, people in the chat are reading from the revelation that's what mummy cat does with the babies.
Yeah.
Poo-poo.
So I tipped it on its side, and so Batman came out first because he's the tough guy.
Yep.
A little bit
We
later.
thought he was the biggest, but actually, it turns out he's not.
No.
He's just the...
So he came out, and it's just the cutest thing, man. And then Dolly came out, Dolly Parting. She came out, but then it got weird because then Stryker, the mum, smacked her onto the floor.
Oh, she should be on a register.
She's so rough. Smacked her onto the floor, and lay on the side and just grabbed him and biting him. Ah! Which is great. And then Ted's, the white one, was sort of looking. I picked her up and put her on the cushion.
She kept sort of coming to the door, to the porthole, and then going, oh, I don't. She'd put one paw out and it'd be like, oh no, there's
Jimmy
a gap.
Mack, you're pushing it. You're pushing it. I'll push you.
So yeah, you pulled her out.
So I picked her up and put her in, and she was the one that the cushion is this high.
Turns out she's massive.
She's got a big belly, like a pear.
Her belly it grazes the ground.
She's got quite short legs. These really tiny little legs, and she was
what was
looking.
it you said about her? I said, oh, look at her little legs. And
I'm near you, and she was looking over the edge. And then eventually Batman and Ted's went back. They were out for like 8 minutes. I cut my lip on a fork. I caught it between the tines.
I have cracked my tooth on a fork. I bit the fork really hard.
Awful.
And it's only just not feeling serrated. You know when you think, oh God, must be awful.
Oh, look, you can
I
see.
bet I look like Snaggletooth, but I don't think you can tell the difference. Right?
This is the. Hang on, let me just. Hang on.
Feels rough.
Can you see? Oh yeah.
Oh, it's the lip doctor. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did that just now.
Shall I take you to A&E? Or wait till after?
I'll be very brave about it.
Pride of Britain.
So they were wandering around. Now hang on. Delith says, thanks to everyone who sponsored you. Delith, I don't know if you're still here. How much have you raised? Have you done the stand-up yet? I got a feeling you might have done it, but I could be wrong. Should we look at some videos of the cats?
That's mine.
Yep.
Have you been doing this?
I've been doing that.
Yeah, everyone does that. That's a nice thing about those claw.
Shall we look at some pictures? Shall we look at some video?
Oh, and we can tell you about when we went to see Not George Michael.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I can tell you about my dad's watch, my dead dad's watch.
And I can tell you about road rage.
And I can tell you about how Betty was a bit rude to someone in a
wristwatch.
Watch. What do they call it? The cobblers. We also does watches and dry cleaning. Right. Oh, then we have to go to the Google Drive for the video. So let me just set up the drive.
I think that looks worse. I'm going to take that back out.
We'll talk about the big. We've got a lot to talk about. All right. There we go. I don't think.
A super dap.
So we're going to see some pictures of the kittens out. So this happened yesterday. Yeah. So they're 15, 16,
they're freestyling
17,
now.
18. So this was yesterday when they were 18 days old. So there we go. Oh, this is okay. So that's Stryker
and
Batman and Dolly. So they just come out and get down now. That's after she's just given Dolly a good smack.
That's Dolly parting. You can see the parting.
She sort of sits on them when they come out. Looks cross-eyed there, isn't it?
She does a bit.
She does a bit.
I think she gets tired.
Look at that. Look at that little... Oh, look at her little face!
Dolly's got a little tash. Come
on. Delith has got £120 for cancer research, and it's next month. Delith, put the link in. Put the link in. So that's Dolly. I mean...
Look at the feet.
They're smaller than the palm of my hand. They're probably about, that big?
Yeah,
about that big.
But with fat bellies.
They've got little claws. You see the little claws.
And what I love about them is that they do a tiny bit of exercise and then have to have a lie down like me.
Come on, look at that face, right? Come on. Now this is the best one. This is Ted. I pulled Ted out, named after Teddy the Badger. They've all got that marking by their nose, that black marking that she has, Mum has. I think we're going. There we go. So that's that. I can show you a little video. It may have an invitation to come to my house. That's not for you. That's for... this may not be the one that has that.
Purchasers.
Here we go. So...
Purchasers.
So,
adoptees.
They've literally, it's literally the first time they've come out of their box. That's bad.
Look at it trying to get up there.
So closest to us is Batman.
Yeah, and that's
That's
Dolly
why
trying to get. Oh, look how rough she is with the tongue.
But that's why it's called Batman. He or she is called Batman because of the mask and the cape.
Time they've come out of their box. That's Batman. There's Mum, Striker. Oh, there's Dolly parting. Getting a wash.
Whether she wants it or not.
And in here we've got Ted, who's a little bit shy.
Oh!
Teddy!
Ted's is the best one! Ted's is the best one! There's the link, Case, for thank you. I know a lot of you have contributed already, but Delith, who has been a supporter for a long, long time, we've mentioned it a few times, raising money for Cancer Research Wales by doing stand-up comedy, which is just nuts as someone who's done it. Nuts. If you want to give a quid.
Brilliant.
Come on.
Well done, Delith.
Well done, Delith. I look forward to
doing it.
hearing how it goes. You're making a difference. That's what it's all about.
It's facing the other way. It's a little bit
tail.
But they've literally... Look, and there's my hand, so you can see how small they are.
Other way, Mum. Look at that!
Oh,
Smaller than my hand!
Cute.
Got big hands.
Tiny they are. Come on.
Look at those eyes. Batman's eyes are starting to turn blue.
I don't think they've even reached peak cuteness yet.
Oh, no.
This week.
Oh, he's shaking! Look, he's shaking!
Needs a jumper. Shall I make him a jumper?
Look, baby.
Look, then she sits and puts her arm out. It's so amazing to see her. She'll pull them in like that. She lets me put my hand in the box because she trusts me, but she's always
Mum's
watching.
going in to protect them. This is magic.
She's actually super friendly, isn't she, Striker?
Look at those.
Poor old tits. Happens to us all.
It's honestly, I'm having the best time. Now, which one you're going to keep? I have thought long and hard. It was going to be, if I was going to keep one, it was going to be Ted, because Ted is clearly the best. But I'm not going to keep any of them. Why? Well, I have 3 cats. As you know, I lost Mucky, I guess, 3 weeks ago, and I have not got over that. And I'm now super nervous around these 3 cats. I saw Big Boy run in front of a car this morning. Fucking hell. So I am not ready to take another cat, and I have to remember they don't stay kittens for long. If she was going to stay a kitten forever, oh yeah, but she'll become a big cat very, very quickly. So I'm not going to keep any. I thought long and hard about it, and today it was like I need to make a decision. So I have 2 people that are interested in the cats.
Can I also add?
Yes.
That seeing that little girl find her cat when she came to meet them, she immediately loved Batman.
So this is a friend of mine, and she brought her 15-year-old daughter to have a look. And as soon as she came in, she went, what one's that? Batman? Oh, yeah, okay,
and I'm not going to change the name. It was magic. And I do think, as much, because my daughters were saying, oh, could we have one? That would be my 4th cat. I said, I think it's more important that there may be someone's one and only. Or 2 and only.
So I'm not going to suggest to the 15-year-old, but I will suggest to the 15-year-old's mum that she was
talking about 2.
She mentioned maybe 2, and I'm going to say, look, if you want 2, that one is now available. I'm taking off my claim. I feel quite emotional about it. Totally the right thing to do. And saying it out loud, actually, I feel a lot better about it. I feel emotional because it makes me miss Mucky.
But you know they're going to love those.
Yo,
cats.
exactly. And I'm going away, I think, like the 10th, 9th, 10th, 12th of July. So they have to be gone by then. So they're going to... I considered keeping the mum, but she doesn't get on with the other cats, so that wouldn't be fair. So they will all be rehomed. They will all be loved and cherished.
Yeah.
And
also, how magic that 2 of them will be together. It's like mine.
Hopefully.
Yoshi and Yoko, when I said to their person that I was going to take 2, she was delighted because she said, oh, it's so nice that they're not separated.
Fingers crossed. I mean, my friend may not want to, and we'll
and you
chat
may change
about
your
it.
mind.
And Jim says, but for a while you're going to keep one. Yes, I was. The whole time I was saying I wasn't going to keep one, I was like, I'll probably keep Ted. However, it's...
Well, I think when you name it after your favourite childhood toy, that's always a little sign, isn't it?
What's this? I'm in. Oh, I see. It's a reference to work thing. Yeah. So let me just put this on do not. I'll keep it off do not disturb in case the kids call. It was a text about a meeting. Yeah, I feel really good now that I've made the decision.
Yeah.
And if my friend doesn't want them, I'm gonna go like that because how could you not want a little white
They're
cat
adorable.
Apparently, cats that are all white are generally
Often,
deaf.
They can also get skin cancer on their ears.
Well, this explains Ozzy. Now, Ozzy was Nanny Peg's cat, right? An indoor cat. He was a fucking bastard. And when
Was he though, or could he just not hear you? He wasn't defying you.
When he was up, he was. You're 5 and there's a cat and you stroke Ozzy and Ozzy would scratch. It wasn't a biter; it was a scratcher. Everyone hated Ozzy. I was talking
My sister's
to my
cat
aunts.
Elvis was my nemesis.
I was talking to my aunts and uncles about it. They went, "Yeah, he was a bastard."
But I bet Nanny wouldn't hear a word against him.
He was great with Nanny Peg.
Yeah.
So that's where we are with the cats. Ozzy was vile. There's my sister.
There it is. So my sister had a cat called Elvis, right? And it was a big old fluffy Persian. And around her, he was a little... Basically, you know those Disney cats where it's like, oh, that one that was called Lucifer. Lucifer! It's in Cinderella. They all think he's adorable, but he's actually a shit. Well, that was Elvis, but he'd never do it in front of anyone else. He used to corner me. Seriously, he used to corner me when I was on my own. Or, you know, if I was on my own and I was walking up the stairs, he would, like, try and get me.
Yeah.
And then I'd tell my sister and she's like, no, he wouldn't do that. Yes, he would. And he's doing it on purpose. He knows you're not there. He once attacked my Bride of Frankenstein wig while I was wearing it. He tried to snatch my weave.
Having kittens in the house, it's just the best, man.
I also think it's
the
beautiful
best.
that you've had 3 little people born in your living room.
Oh, I feel so blessed. I tell you what, the thing you expect to be bloody. The thing you saw more was grey. There was a lot of grey,
Well,
and then
you know-
suddenly the grey's gone. It's because she's eating it.
You know what that is? You're not going to want to hear this word.
Go on.
Mucus.
I feel so blessed. Chalfont and Giles, if this wasn't a
Seriously,
Patreon,
man.
you'd be banned. You'd be banned. I feel so blessed. I got to see 2 of them being born. Yeah. And the one that died, unfortunately. 2 of them being born.
It was lovely. Chalfont, you just reminded me, I was reading a book of dad jokes today at school. It was given to one of my colleagues as a thank you, sir, present. And one of them was actually quite funny, actually tickled me. Did you hear about the 2 dads that stole a calendar?
Did they go out on a date?
They both got 6 months.
See, I don't think they're dad jokes. I think they're funny jokes. I feel so blessed that I've had that miracle and that miracle continues and I'm going to have it until I think about the 8th of July has happened in my house. My first foster, you know, Mucky died on a Saturday night, Sunday morning. Wednesday, I get her. Literally, the circle of life has taken place. And I feel I'm so lucky. And still got a long way to go with these kittens growing. And I get to see it. And your girls are going to come over and sit in the week. Boys are going to come over in the week and see it. It's a miracle, man. My
kids think it's the best thing ever that they know a place where there is a plentiful supply of fresh kittens.
Fresh kittens. So yeah, I feel so lucky, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And who knows the mystery of who's the next cat going to be?
Might be an old man.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a fat old man. You know,
that's the one you'll keep.
That's the one I'll keep, the fat old man. Speaking of fat old men, so last Tuesday I decided to change. Well, last week, thought I'd change my diet, and I was asking online about Noom, Weight Watchers, and my agent Nick called me up. I thought, oh, I got a job. No, we've been the second job in 4 years. Mm-hmm. No. He uses MyFitnessPal.
Oh, he uses that?
Yeah.
He's a very fit man.
Oh, on the phone, it's free. And it's great, and I've been using it. And what I've been using it for is, I've set my daily allowance to 1,700 calories. That's quite low. But basically, I'm using it because I don't know what is healthy, what is calorific, what is not. And it's a barcode scanner, and you scan it. Or you can type in the name of a recipe from a book, and it's got 250 calories a serving. I am going to foster more, Debbie. Now I'm on the books. And so I've been doing that since Tuesday of last week. And it has changed my life. I was 15-12, I'm 15-3. For me, historically, when I've changed my diet, the first couple of weeks I lose a lot of weight, and then of course it slows down. So I'm aware that's normal. Here's the thing. I'm not hungry. I'm not like, so if I get hungry, I'll have a slice of toast. One slice of toast, whereas before I'd have 4. Breakfast, fat-free yogurt and strawberries. What? It's hardly any calories there. Or slice of bacon, fried egg, slice of toast. It's like about 170 calories. So now I'm getting an idea of it, right? I'm not hungry. And I've talked about this before. Historically, my diet has been terrible. You know, I would have maybe 3 McDonald's a week, but each time I went, I'd have 1 meal, a second burger, and some nug-nugs. So I wouldn't have a fizzy pop because I'm being healthy. Or, you know, I'd get you've seen me get a Domino's and stuff on here. I saw that Darth Trotter. It was a terrible joke. Welcome. I think it was a joke. I can't remember. So for me, it's about changing. It's about relearning what is healthy, what is good for you. You know, all of this stuff. I've cooked a couple of meals. A bit stir fry. We're having a little like vegetarian curry. It's all chickpeas and shit like that. Cooked a nice. It was called in the book a North African salad. And I'm loving it. I feel slimmer. Wouldn't mind getting below. I wouldn't mind seeing that first number as a 14. But yeah, I'm sort of 10 days into it, and so I've lost 9 pounds, and that will slow down quite possibly tomorrow. I'm doing a little bit more exercise. I tried to do a cardio workout on the VR. I've done it before, but not for a while. It's a 10-minute thing. I did 5 minutes. I went, I don't want the ambulance to find me topless wearing a VR headset when they burst through the door.
Well.
So we talked about another scenario that when the fire brigade might find me. Remember? Do you know?
Yes.
Dean.
Oh God.
There we go, Dean.
It would come as no surprise to anyone.
So, but I'm loving it, right?
To the point where he's inspired me. Now, I approach things a bit differently because in my family there has been a history of being, let's call it, weird about food.
Yeah.
So I will not be weighing myself because I start to get competitive with myself, and it's just that, right? I always thought that I'd managed to escape that family trait, but it turns out I was just sitting on it. And, you know, the moment scales are brought into it, that's when I start getting a bit silly, let's call it that. But so anyway, I won't be weighing myself, but I'm doing the same thing. And the moment I start to feel like I'm obsessing about it, I'll stop. But actually what it's helped me do is I plan my meals apart from anything else, because what was happening before, because I'm working so hard and my hours are somewhat erratic, it's a lot of grab and go happens. And of course your impulse when you are hungry and you're grabbing and going is a beige. And you know, while that's okay once in a while, it shouldn't be a lifestyle choice, and that's what's happening. I'm like perimenopausal and I'm getting thicker around the middle. I don't need any help with that.
I couldn't drive past a petrol station without getting Costa from the machine, pasty, sandwich, and a big bar of chocolate.
I was thinking about that this morning. I was a bit early for work and I thought, I could get a latte and a big croissant. And then I went, but do you want that? Because you've got coffee in your room.
Yeah.
And you've brought fruit in for the kids. Why are you not bringing them in croissants?
Yeah.
And I think actually having that fruit bowl in my classroom for the kids, it's a bit like, you know, when you have toddlers and you start doing the flipping Annabelle caramel or whatever, and suddenly you've got all this fresh stuff in the house and you're thinking, well, why do I feed them?
I don't know what, I nodded, I don't know what Annabelle caramel is.
Annabelle caramel, right. So the first kid I had, I did the Annabelle caramel stuff, and it was like everything, you made meals and then you...
oh Jesus, that scared the life out of me.
Liquidized them.
Cat jumped up.
And it seemed to go with her that they would love the things that were dead easy, like, I don't know, mashed up carrots and peas together, or, you know, applesauce or whatever it might be. But
I know exactly what story my sister's thinking of, and I'm going to tell it. On
the days when I would go for it and make them, I mean, at some occasion, it got daft, a whole roast dinner, and then you blitz that.
Well, this is what I was going to...
The amount of time you spent on it, like 5 hours making it, would be 5 seconds of them going, yeah, don't want that. Have you got any of that delicious carrot stuff that you gave me yesterday?
This is exactly what I remember being very young and my aunt having a baby on Christmas Day, put the Christmas dinner in, blitzed it and fed it to Christmas dinner. That's like full of salt.
those Annabelle caramel meals were lovely.
Roast dinner in the blender. She's got it.
Exactly. And then with my second, do you know what I did? Baby-led weaning.
Sorry, what?
Baby-led weaning.
Oh, okay, yep.
So
we did that.
one of her favourite first phrases was onto plate. So we'd go to a restaurant or whatever, and I say, "Could I have that? And could I have a plate for the baby?" And she would have, whatever we had. She'd have some carrots off the thing, and whatever she could pick up basically and feed herself. And it was a new thing back then.
No, I'm not doing a chinny reckon. I'm having a nice little lick.
And I remember going to Spain, and I didn't realise in Spain they're still quite old-fashioned about how they feed babies.
They give babies wine, don't they?
Yeah, and cigarettes. But the number of times when my baby would be, she's at the stage where she's
Jimbo.
like eating sort of breadsticks or whatever. It's just like gnawing on them, and people come over, she's going to choke. I'd be like, she's absolutely fine. She's great.
No, who came over and said she's going to choke?
There was a woman who said, she drove me nuts.
You said people, you should have said person.
There was a number of them, but actually some of them were quite awestruck and going, oh my goodness, is she eating that? And she was like picking up bits of paella and feeding herself that. And olives. It was cute. She won't eat any of that shit now.
Do you remember when
strictly nugs?
Do you remember when we were having a meal at our friends and Little was there? How old would she have been?
Again, little, right? So she was having hummus and pitta.
And I picked up the hummus, and she burst into tears because she thought it was hers.
Because normally, if
she's got to learn. She had to learn. She learned an important lesson that day.
She's still the same, unfortunately.
And she's still bitter about that event.
Oh yeah, she hates your guts.
Yeah, good.
She was very hurt by that. Do you remember?
She was in Pete. It was awful. It was really, it's
terrible business.
What you gonna do?
But that was how do we get onto baby-led weaning?
Losing weight.
Oh yeah,
eating better.
Basically, when I was sharing meals with her, and when I was making meals for the first one, it made you think a little bit more about what you were eating, because you're thinking, well, I'm looking after her. Why am I not looking after myself? And that's where I'm at now. I mean, hopefully it stays this way, and I'm not back on the Mackie D's next week. But I can't see it.
Here's the thing, right? I'm taking the boys out for a Chinese dinner on Tuesday, I think. What I'll do is I'll have a very, very light breakfast, won't eat for the rest of the day. I won't go wild in there. It's not about, at some point, and I've already thought this in my head, at some point I'm going to have a small Domino's. I'm going to get a large one because I'd eat a large one and cane it. I'll get a small Domino's. I'd do the same thing, very, very light breakfast, if anything, have a small Domino's. Because I want to have fun, eat. I am having fun eating. But I'm going to cut out the McDonald's for most of the time, maybe. But it's not about not eating stuff like that. It's just I would do it so often.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes the standard rather than the exception. Anyway, for me it's week one. For him,
Bodell's a Farley's Rusks dry kind of guy.
Oh
I like
God,
it wet.
Yes.
Or Farley's Rusks with a bit of butter on it.
There was
bit of butter.
I kind of like them dry as well, Paul Bodell.
Do you like Weetabix dry? Not shredded wheat, Weetabix. Oh, I could shred it.
Could go in. Do you know what my granddad used to do? Very diabetic granddad in later years. He used to get his Weetabix, soak them. Not too much, though. They were still solid. And then just cover them like a crust of sugar.
Morgan Spurlock's dead.
What?
Now, isn't that... you said that, Chalfant. I don't believe a word you say. He's died, 53. Because I was reading about him the other day. Because, of course, Super Size Me... I interviewed him. He came on Rise. Super Size Me was hugely flawed. I think you'll know more than me. I think he was an alcoholic at the time. So when he went into the doctor and said, "Oh, your liver's fucked. It's like you've been drinking." Like, well, I don't drink. I think that was the case. Your people know better than me. He's died at the age of 53 from complications of cancer. 53.
Shit, man.
Didn't he direct a film about a 3D film about One Direction? I think he directed a 3D film about One Direction.
Yes, that tracks.
Morgan Spurlock of Super Size Me was fully vaccinated.
Okay.
Really? All right. Okay. With the second tweet down, and I'm assuming Paul, he did drink a lot. 53. Yeah, that's. I'm sad he's died. I don't really have any emotional connection. I interviewed him 21 years ago. It's the 53, because I'm 51 in, 2 weeks? And it's like,
Yeah.
the One Direction doc. Thank you, Paul. He did do a 3D One Direction documentary. I had a great line in a meeting the other day where we talk about, what's important, and a lot of my life has been chasing money, but a lot of my life has been about numbers, chasing numbers, listener figures, viewing figures, money, that kind of stuff. And someone said the other day in a meeting, I've got enough money to last me for the rest of my life as long as I die today.
Oh.
No, but
Yeah.
it works, right? It works, and then tomorrow we'll see how it goes. But we could die today, I got some savings. It's not massive, but I'm very lucky. I've got a cushion stuffed full of fivers, and I can save that money for what?
Yeah.
That rainy day thing of if work dries up or whatever. But
here's the thing. My mum is quite ill, and my mum and dad were married very young, had me really young, like the next year. I've always had kids around, and always planned that, the good thing about this is the kids will be gone and we'll be able to travel and we'll be able to do all this stuff. My dad worked his arse off, my mum did too. They can't get insurance now for my mum. She can't do that stuff.
yeah,
Fuck it, do it now. If not now, when? And I know my mum would endorse that message.
I can quite happily say that for Catherine's birthday, we're going to go to Spain. Because again, it's like, I've done the maths. I've got the money. What am I going to save? What am I going to save that money? What's that saved for?
I want you to meet those friends.
Yeah.
That's one part of my life I need to join up.
What am I saving that money for? Well, I'm saving it for when I'm 60. Why might not make? My dad died at 61 or 62. I can't remember.
It's a massive assumption that we're going to be doing all this stuff when we're retired. When I'm retired, I want to sit and do nothing for a bit.
And I'm not going to go wild and go, right, all the savings, let's go down, let's get an overdraft and go into that. I'm going to be sensible. But what am I saving? I've saved for now, for the 24th of May. Money. Sorry, going off on a tangent, but it's kind of relevant because it's about money. I had the great pleasure of being on the Computer Game Show podcast this week. I love it.
I saw half of that before I passed out. Yes.
Did you get to the joke about Jeffrey Epstein's island?
No.
That's the bit they've bleeped a bit out. They bleeped a bit out because I said, it sounds like Jeffrey Epstein's island. Too far. And I love that show. And Matt was off, so it was me, James, and Sean. I honestly, the only downside of me being on that show, it means there's 2.5 hours of a podcast that week I can't listen to because I'm on.
There was also a guy on there called
what was his name?
Daniel
Turnip Trousers.
Turnip Trousers,
right? Beauty of living in 24 hours. You're right, Sophie. Maybe we'll come back to it in a second. Sorry, this thought. And it was great. We talked about the time I bought eggs off of a guy on Facebook for £10.
For an extortionate amount, yes.
You couldn't get eggs, right?
No.
You couldn't. Thank you.
I was making soap. I was a soap dealer. Do you remember? I was making
boys
soap.
are well impressed.
We couldn't get it. I made masks for the entire street. Do you need any money for that? No.
You made masks with a slot so you could put paper in there as well.
I was not playing games because I felt like, what's the point? I don't need money at this point. We were doing all right because we were still getting paid, weren't we? We were still working through the lockdown.
Getting paid, yeah.
And so I didn't charge anyone for masks, and I thought it's for the greater good. If it stops you getting ill, you might stop my mum getting ill.
Yeah, they didn't back me up that you couldn't get eggs. You could get eggs. You couldn't.
No.
I had to get them off a Facebook guy.
We went round the whole town. There are 3 shops in our town. We went to the supermarket, no eggs. We went to the next biggest mini market, no eggs. We had to go to the back of beyond to that shop that's a little bit rough. They had eggs, but we
injected with heroin. And so it was a lot of fun, right? And the bit we did, I think, before we went live. So they do 15 minutes live, then we start recording the podcast. And I was telling them about.
I was watching a pre-record at that point.
Yeah,
I was watching a different
20
show.
minutes in.
Like,
where are you? I said, on. And I was talking about how I'd messed up bits of my career. I'm responsible for a lot of mess ups. And one of them was I was asked by Good Morning Britain when I was on there doing the showbiz, they said, when you're on, the numbers, we get really good numbers. The social media, we're getting 4 or 5 times what it would get when it was that Richard guy doing it. Would you consider, when Piers Morgan was doing it, when Piers is off, would you be up for maybe being his holiday cover? I went, yeah. They said, okay, well, we'll sort out what we'll do after the show, everyone will stick it behind. We'll do an hour and it's, foregone conclusion. And that never happened. I think it's in part because of the pranks. Anyway, I also went for an audition years ago, before the Jungle, to host the Wednesday night National Lotteries when they used to show it on the BBC. Right, it's filmed out near Gerrard's Cross.
Yeah,
that's where Camelot is.
I went for an interview there.
Is it
a screen test to do the online version of that?
Okay.
Yeah.
And they had a few. There's an audition. Would have been £1,000 a pop. Oof. I think they had JK and Joel there, and at the end I said you should give it to them. Anyway, I did it, right, and it was you did it. You presented a show that was never seen. You had the voice of the balls. I think he might have. No, he wasn't pre-recorded because you could interact with him. And I couldn't stick to the script because I saw a gag and I went for it. And at the end, I got the agent said, "Well, they liked you, but they said you were too subversive."
Ooh.
I messed it up. But here's what I said to David. I said, it's a real shame because as well as getting £1,000 a week, you get points on the prize. So what does that mean? So we get points. What are points? So, well, if you're an actor, right, in a film, you can either get a healthy check or you get a smaller check, but you get points, and it's percentage. So, if the movie makes $1 million and you've got half a point, maybe you get $100,000. He went, right. I said, and the host of the lottery gets points on the prize. So if there's, like, someone wins £1 million, well, I'd get like 50 or 100 grand from it. If someone wins £10 million, then I'd get £250,000. But really? So yeah. It's kind of a known thing. That's why the salary's not that big. £1,000 a pop. That's his salary. It's not that big, and then you get points. And they said, well, what happens if no one wins it? Well, you don't get the money, but then you get the rollover. He believed it.
What a idiot! Didn't deserve it.
He believed it, right? It was the wildest.
Jamie Godley just reposted your kit.
There we go. It was the wildest, and I thought, well, he knows this, and the other two were smirking. Sean and James, the brains and the looks. Not saying which is which. It's up to you to work out. They were laughing, and I couldn't hold it in, and I just started laughing. It's a really fun episode. We don't talk that much about video games.
No, don't be put off.
And when you hear the bleeped out bit, it's me saying that sounds like Jeffrey Epstein's Island.
Wow. Why did they bleep that out? Was it out of order? And you just told everyone what you were saying? They're trying to protect you.
These are my fans. How's your week been? I've had a great week.
Mixed.
Go on.
Mixed. First of all, Rob Lombardi is incredible.
Lamberti.
Let's do it again. First of all,
let me do an edit point. Beep.
First of all, could you do it again?
Beep.
First of all, Rob Lamberti is incredible.
I'm just sending some video over to the same account so we can have a little look.
Because, oh my...
he's the George Michael tribute. And I use that word decided deliberately.
Who we found, and then found us, and then we connected with, and we ended up going back and celebrating his agent's birthday.
Who used to go to Herschel?
Yeah,
school I went to.
It was incredible. Anyway, what a place! So this was at the O2 Indigo.
Never been there. What
I haven't.
Venue.
What a brilliant venue! Yeah, it's not tiny by any means. It's a really good venue. Perfect for him.
Beautiful.
It was filled to the rafters with proper George Michael fans. Basically, the women that would have gone to see George Michael. And their husbands.
A lot more men than I expected.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of groups of men.
Yes.
And I'll say what I was thinking. Not necessarily gay men. Uh-huh. How can you tell? I can tell.
It's his business to tell.
I'm a part-time member of that club. But anyway, that's a minor point. Sorry. I'm just sending some video over that we took.
It was incredible. There was a moment when he started singing. The woman next to me, I felt her go, and I said, "I know, we're watching a ghost, aren't we?" He had it.
It was incredible.
When he spoke, he did the links to each song. Sounded like him. Had the spirit of him.
Well, no, hang on. He did the links in a Geordie accent. You called him Geordie Michael.
There were some moments where I thought, there's a slight Geordie accent there.
Well,
Turns out I was wrong.
Well,
It's every now and again.
In the links, he didn't play George. He played him. It wasn't.
I don't think that's true.
No, I think because he kept talking about George.
Okay.
He was talking about George. He played him, so it wasn't like he was. It was very respectful. And at the end, he didn't say a prayer, but he kind of said a round of applause for George Michael. And you could see he actually meant it. Closed his eyes. He actually meant it. No one's that good an actor.
He was so good. The dancing was spot on. He was doing that George Michael. That whole, I mean, just the mannerisms. There were moments where, when he put his head back like this, it was him. It was him.
So much. It was the. It wasn't the saxophonist from. What's that called? Secret.
No.
Bramley.
Oh, I know it, but I'm not going to say because I want to hear your
Heart Full of
suggestions.
Gold.
Go on again.
Sexy. It's the sexy sax man. Careless Whisper.
Yeah, it is.
But he was the saxophonist that played on the tour of China.
Yeah. There were a couple of Wham musicians in there, weren't there?
No.
Yes. Yes, there were. I think the percussionist.
You're right, actually.
It was so good.
I'm just waiting for some clips.
I'll tell you what my favourite moment, and it wasn't necessarily an on-stage moment. Second half, of course, this was one of those gigs we go to. Normally we go to old men gigs where he has to queue for the toilet and I go straight in and out.
Thank you.
This occasion, it was very heavily female. So I looked at the queue for the loo and I thought, I don't fancy that. I'll go just as they're starting the second half, right?
Yeah.
And they did. They started a really long intro to Baby I'm Your Man. Dun, 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 and they were bringing each instrument in individually. I was thinking, I think I've got enough time to get to the loo and back. I danced to the loo. I got myself a cubicle and he started singing. And I swear to God, every single woman in that row of cubicles was singing along. And that, my friends, was beautiful.
Why did he sing Killer by Adamski?
Because George Michael did that
Did
one.
he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was just showing he could sing other
Did
songs.
Killer Papa was a Rolling Stone. He was like a...
Okay.
Yeah.
What was... So we
I
then...
think it was on the other side to...
I'm going to show you some video in a minute.
I think it was on the B-side to Someone to Love.
Right, hang on a minute. Have you got headphones in?
Yeah.
What was great is we then got to go backstage, right? We'll tell you about some old dude we met. Some old dude. We'll tell you about that in a minute.
The old dude.
And then he comes out, right? And we're having a lovely chat. And he said that clip. And I said, you know you sing that song wrong. And he was pissing himself. I said, you got to do it like this. You can't always get what you want. He was absolutely... I wasn't sure if I was going to say it, but I said, you know you're singing that wrong, right?
He was very, very nice. What a nice man.
See, the picture may go a bit shonky. It's because OBS has messed up and it's saying we're not receiving enough data.
You're going to see Take That tomorrow. My sister's going. So when you see her, give her a wave.
Can I just check you can see us properly, please, people? Because OBS has been a nightmare. See, now it's doing that.
Do you know what nightmare is in French? Would you like to know?
Le mère de garçon. The shit of the boy.
Oh, I've got a story about that. No, cauchemar. Cauchemar.
Cauchemar.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's like cashmere.
Yeah, a bit. Cauchemar and cauchemar. When I did the French exchange, I had my first French exchange partner was Céline Comparetti. Her parents were, or her dad was a first generation Italian who'd come to France, and his dad had said, now we're French, and never taught him Italian, which was a great shame. Anyway, but she, we were talking about one of her teachers, and she said about him, she went, did you notice, he have...
Just hang on a second, because I don't know if they can see or hear us. Yes, they can. Okay. Thank you.
He have, how you say, the shit of the nose in his beard. Shit of the nose.
I hope they don't do exchanges anymore, because that's weird. At 13, you go and live with another family where it could be a paedophile.
I went there, oh God, and so many of my friends had strange experiences. Sometimes they go over there and the parents wouldn't feed them. When the French came over to us, my mum always ended up with like 2 or 3 extra kids because the parents weren't feeding them. That was it. Brit families weren't feeding them.
Why would you not feed them?
Because it was like they'd sent their kids over there and then they didn't give a shit when the kids came back. Whereas my mum was always really great with our exchange, because I did the French exchange and the Spanish exchange. And as you know, I'm still friends with the Spanish exchange.
exchange.
But they don't really do exchanges anymore. But
Good.
what they do at one of my kids' schools is they send 2 children over to stay with a family, but so 2 British children. So it's like safety in numbers kind of thing.
TikTok.
Um,
Safety in numbers, yeah, because that makes it safer.
but I actually think
Paedophile's going to go,
2 for 1.
oh, shit, come on. She did that.
You rubbed your hands together and did
She
the face.
did it.
No, but
The face? What, the paedophile? There
you
was
did
she
that.
doing
You
it.
did that.
If you're listening to the podcast,
I just did the face.
Joe says I ate rabbit for the first
Yes.
and only time on a French exchange.
So did I. It was like you had to do an operation, didn't you? So many small bones. They also tricked me into eating a horse steak. And the dad was a
It's
bit...
nearly 8 o'clock. We haven't started the show yet.
And the dad was a bit pervy, turns out. But I kept going back to that family year after year. And it's only like in retrospect we go, yeah, that wasn't really very on. But apart from that, great for my French skills. And I think if you're sending 2 British kids over in the same house, they're not going to speak French.
Here we go. Look at this. Look. It's difficult to see how great he looks. He looks incredible, but listen.
I want to hear just the girls.
Sounds like him.
That was in the song. It is. Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely loved this. I was having the time of
I'm
my
not
life.
a massive George Michael fan. I fucking loved it.
It was a
Listen
great
to that
show.
bit where he sings "I've got to have faith." That's listen.
It's him.
It's wild, right? Anyway, he
was
said
so
at some
good.
point he wants to come on the show and duet with me.
Did he say that?
Yeah, at the end, he said, "Yeah, we'll have to come on the show."
Oh yeah, it turns out he's from Scunthorpe.
He said, "I'll have to come on the show and we'll do a duet." Yeah, did you not hear him say that?
No.
All right,
I
there's
was too busy talking to that nice lady who was the wife of one of the most incredible songwriters.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just do a couple more of these.
Oh yeah.
Scanning for viruses. I'm not a massive George Michael fan. It was great. I particularly love the Wham stuff because how can you not love? I was very I was very young when Wham came out, so I wasn't into music, and then I was very, very snobby about pop.
And also, it was peak homophobia as well when George Michael actually came out, right? So a lot of people, I think, kind of withdrew and stopped vocalising how much they liked him. I thought that they treated him like a bit of a joke.
I tell you what, when I think of George Michael, I think of that boring songs from the last century and Jesus to a Child. Boring.
Although when he sang that, it was great.
He didn't do Jesus to a
He did.
Child.
I've got it.
Here we go.
Father
It was
figure.
a great band. Full band.
There's the saxophonist. Marsh says, did he do Heal the Pain? No, he didn't, but he did do Let's Go Outside Dressed as a Cop.
Can't really hear him because of the back of it. But it was, honestly, Rob Lamberti.
It's such a show.
If you get the chance, right, if you're even half interested. Oh, he was doing. When's he playing Aylesbury? I might go to Aylesbury because they said free tickets whenever you want.
You're not going without me.
When is? We might have missed it. It might be
Didn't
next
he do
week.
Aylesbury first, or is it?
No, Aylesbury, Rob Lamberti. 30th.
Perfectly, George.
When is the what day is the 30th? It's Thursday. You got kids in it. Bring them.
I don't know whether they come, but I could probably get them babysit.
Well, maybe we'll go because I would go again.
I would go again.
It wasn't like sometimes you see the Beatles. It's the droopy moustaches. It's the cheap Sergeant Pepper from the bloody shops in Camden High Street. There's none of that, right? So shit hot. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 band members and 3 backing singers, something like. There's a proper band, like really, really good band. He had a couple of very subtle costume changes.
Well, and then a cop outfit.
He had a cop outfit.
With handcuffs.
So we went backstage and we met him and he was so lovely. But we also met someone else. There was an older couple there in their 70s, right? And they were working there because their daughter was part of the production crew.
Yeah.
And they were with this guy, Steve. Was that the cameraman's name? He just befriended me on Facebook. And he said, that guy there was a songwriter. So this guy, talking to this guy, I said, oh, I believe you write songs. Anything we'd know? Catherine, would you like to tell... We're out of focus. Let's tell them while we're in focus. Would you like to tell them the song that this guy wrote?
He wrote... Do you remember when Lamar came out?
Are you going for that one first?
I'm going to go for that one first.
We'll go for that one first.
There was a song he wrote, a really soulful, beautiful song called If There's Any Justice in This World, I would be... And
that's a decent song.
There's your clue, because it's in a
play,
similar old soul feel vein.
I'm going to play the... Right, let's do it.
This is the one.
We're going to play... He produced Misha Paris, wrote a song for the Eagles. Here's the song. Here's the song. He wrote this. Jump to. He wrote it, and he was. I was because you were speaking. They were both trained as teachers.
Yes, and his wife remained teaching.
Joe says he was lying to you. I never thought of it.
And I was talking to her about just changing my career and becoming a teacher. So we were having a bit of teacher chat. Meanwhile,
so I was talking to. So he wrote that, and I went, let's find it. His name is Pete. Can't remember his last name. That was written by 2 people.
Began with a V.
Charles and Eddie. Would I lie to you, writers?
Peter Vale.
Peter Vale, right? So I was chatting to him, and I was like, and he sort of said, "Yeah, so anything." It's a question I hate asking because it's a bit of a lazy. But anything I'd know. Yeah, I wrote. Would I lie to you for Charles and Eddie?
That'll do.
Like, what?
That will do.
And songs written by Peter Vale.
My One Temptation. You know that one? You are my one
temptation.
temptation.
He produced Misha Paris's first couple of albums. That I think he said, oh yeah, the first album, it was like 20,000 shy of triple platinum. What? So how they got into... I told you this, didn't I? How he got into it.
Go on.
So they were teachers at whatever the college in London was that Queen went to. And he was friends with all the Queen. And then Queen broke big, and John Deacon, the bass player, wanted to get into production so that he could...
I went to the University of West London the other day and it had a picture of Freddie Mercury in it. It must be there.
I don't think it was called that, wasn't it? It wasn't the School of Economics. Anyway.
It was probably something before, yeah.
And John Deacon wanted to get in production because the others were all, good in the studio, and he wanted to learn. And so he built a studio in his house, and he said to Peter and his friend, let's get his friend's name right.
You reckon it's Imperial?
His friend Mick Leeson. He said, you got any songs? And they went, yeah, we got a primary school teacher. Oh, yeah, we got a few. So they went in, and it was all an experiment so that John Deacon could learn how to do it. And then John Deacon said, well, we got these songs. I'll shop them around for you if they want. And Parlophone or whoever, Polygram, whoever went, yeah, well, bye, Iain. Thank you so much, so much. And signed them. And so they're writing songs. And then Would I Lie to You was a hit. And then they get flown off to America, and they end up being big songwriters. And they bought this house in Cookham, big house in Cookham. And then it was, I think, from the Misha Paris money. I may be getting this is when you made a lot of money as a producer and a songwriter. And then he said we had a really fallow period and it was getting very tight and we might have had to sell the house. And then Would I Lie to You? And I said, oh, bet that sorted you out a bit. He went, yeah, that did us all right. That did us all right. And I was chatting for 40 minutes, half an hour. And honestly, I was having the time, and he clearly enjoyed talking to someone who knew music. He made a Beatles reference. He went, well, we went to the toppermost. I said, yeah, the toppermost of the poppermost.
And it was He
knew that we were...
That was the shibboleth.
That was it. The
You
what?
know what a shibboleth is?
Go on.
A shibboleth is like a word. It goes back to like biblical tribes,
Right.
Where they would be able to work out whether you were an infiltrator or not by using a certain word, and if you didn't pronounce it right or whatever. It's shibboleth.
I was in, and I said, I got to ask you. I have to, ever worked with the Beatles? He said, "Oh yeah, we had George Harrison and Eric Clapton play on one of my songs, and I produced that."
So yeah, a bit.
I was like, mate, then this is great. And what a thrill, what an honour to speak to someone like that. And I was hanging on his, I wish I'd taped it, because there was loads more. He was talking about, I said, what's your greatest, what do you think, what's the thing you look back on the most proud on? He said, oh, Ray Charles recorded one of my songs. And Ray Charles invented this, and for him, and he said, I'm a bit of a soul boy, but Ray Charles invented this. He invented rock and roll. There'd be no Beatles. There'd be no soul. He was the first, and he recorded one of my songs.
He was such a lovely man.
Oh my God!
They were both of them a really nice couple, weren't they?
Yeah. It's and I was just like, it was. We were sat on stools, but I could have just sat on the floor and looked up. Tell me more, Master. Tell me more. It was brilliant, and he was clearly enjoying talking to someone who was hanging on every word. I could not have been. Oh, it was amazing. And then Rob came out, told him he was singing it wrong.
His agent, who was your old school
alumni,
mate,
yes. Well, she's about 8 years, 7-8 years before me.
Oh, he'll need to like George or whatever. He came out, looking like George Michael.
Well, he doesn't think he looks like George Michael.
Like him.
It's got the eyes. Honestly, what a night! And I'm so sorry, I can't remember the name of the person who grassed us up. And I know we talked in Discord and stuff.
Thank you to that grass.
Thank you, because you've started friendships now, actual proper friendships. So thank you for that. What a night! Now it was at the O2, the Indigo at the O2 that night.
Oh,
Olivia Rodrigo was playing. Right, this is like final night, and we had to go to the ticket office, which is the same for the O2 and the Indigo, to get our tickets.
The place was full of little girls, sequins,
it was great.
It was great. Wasn't it?
Most of them probably at their first ever concert, and it was great. But then you saw something.
Yeah, as we were approaching our very short queue, past the very long queues for Olivia Rodrigo tickets, I saw a little girl and her mum, and this little girl was, and she was devastated. And I went, that kid there's been ripped off.
And I thought, no, she's just been told.
She's just been told.
But then we went and kind of, as we got our tickets, I went, well, let's go and have a listen. And there was someone else who was trying to help, and they'd been scammed.
Yeah, they'd been scammed, and they weren't the only ones. There were some older teenage girls there as well in tears. So, there were loads of them, and so we went up to the. We went to the box office.
It's like, well, maybe we can buy 2 tickets for them, And I said, look, I know this is going to be a no. You haven't got any tickets, have you? And she went, no. And I said, there's a little girl. I know you can't do anything. It's not your fault, but there's a little girl that's been ripped off. And she said, we've had so many people be ripped off for more than anyone for her.
And what I got to thinking was that this is going to be a gazillion times worse with the Taylor's concerts, because we nearly got done.
Yeah.
And that particular person nearly sold those tickets to you, to me.
What it is it's mums who didn't get tickets for their kids, and it's like, oh shit, someone's selling it on Facebook. And I don't say mums disparagingly.
No,
it's and maybe that does sound disparaging. I don't mean it that at all. But it was a lot of girls with mums there.
In my case, that's exactly what it was, right? We missed the boat. We didn't get the code that we needed to be able to get the Taylor Swift tickets. They all got mopped up straight away anyway by people reselling, people buying 6 at a time and selling them. And, part of me thinks, in the way the economy is at the moment, if you can afford that and you want to make some extra money, I kind of get it. But if everyone does it, we end up in this situation where my daughter is 12 and is absolutely devastated. There's no way she's going to get those tickets. No way. And keeps saying, every couple of weeks she'll say to me, but Mum, I won't mind if you want to spend all my savings. And that's her college money, all my savings on that. And I went, that's not the way to go, honey. And also I kind of don't want to reward the greed. I don't want to be part of the greed and fueling that market. But also, I think we're wasting our time. It's not going to happen.
And that sadness is better than being stood outside Wembley Stadium with fake tickets or no tickets.
We almost thought we bought tickets from someone who was selling, and she had a she had a Facebook account that went back quite a few years, had friends on it. It was a real Facebook account. Thank God we clicked on the husband's name, because on the husband's Facebook it says her Facebook account's been nicked and we are not selling Taylor tickets. Thank God we saw it. Thank God we saw it, because otherwise we'd have turned up and we would have been dressed up. That's the even worse thing. People put a hell of a lot of time into those costumes, especially for the Taylor Swift tickets. And we would have been there. My God, my kids would have been absolutely devastated.
And she said, yeah, we've had more scammed tickets for this than any other show. There was another woman that was trying to buy tickets for them. I'd have happily bought, And then I thought, well, maybe I could queue up and buy some merch. But the merch queue was like an hour. If it had been a short queue, I'd said, come on, let's go and get a couple of T-shirts. But, it was an hour. And also, we didn't even speak to her to say, we'll try and get you tickets. We just did it on the off chance that we could go.
Yeah, we didn't want to build our hopes up, really.
We did as much as we could, which was try and see if there were any tickets. It was all we could do. And there were, 100 kids that would have been around the arena like that. It was heartbreaking.
It's shit, right? Whoever is doing that, okay, they think that they've got away with it and they've probably made quite a lot of money out of it. But
shitty.
There's so many little girls were so upset. Why would you be such a shitbag?
Shitting it for a few £100.
It's really cruel.
But it was a great night. You know what? Music Soul says, did you ring Harsh when you came out like Harsh rang you after going to the Indigo Room? We should have phoned him. We should have phoned him and he could have been rude to me. Back. It was a great night.
Yeah.
It was a great night. I absolutely loved it. So again, thank you. I'm sorry I can't remember your name. The person that grassed us up. That was so kind. He loved it. He kept saying that clip was so funny. It was so funny. And I think we've made friends there, so it was brilliant.
I'd love to go on Thursday. Let's see if we can make it happen.
So I had a great week because I've been caning the AA meets. I've been eating well. I feel great. I feel lighter. I've been caning the AA meetings. I found a couple of I've been getting up early, 7:30. But I set my first client is never earlier than 10, so I can have a line. But I'm getting up about 7:30, sitting at with the back door open, having a cup of coffee, writing my gratitude list, which is part of the AA, and I send it to a load of different men. And the other day I found this great AA meeting that's perfect time in the morning online for me to join, and I did that the other day, and at the end of it someone said, can I take your phone number? It's like, yeah. And they messaged saying, I'm hosting a meeting at 3 online, could you do a chair? I was like, it's in between clients, yeah, I'll do that. So I've been doing 1 or 2 online meetings a day, done to a couple of physical face-to-face. I'm full of the joys of recovery, so I've had a great week. Included a couple of quick things, which I firstly, my mum's 73. She's never got a state pension. It's totally an oversight on mine. I just, in terms of sorting, I'm kind of in charge with my sister, but I'm kind of more hands-on with the money, with all the benefits, with paying the bills, the stuff. So I assumed
You've had quite a lot on as well.
I've had a lot on. I kind of assumed you got it automatically, but actually, of course, I've checked a bank account. It's never there. So I've had to sort that out. And as she moved place, I was sorting it out. And it was difficult. It's really difficult because you've got to prove power of attorney. And it's a pain in the arse, right? So I kind of reluctantly did it about 6 weeks ago. And I filled the forms in. I printed off the power of attorney. You have to not ratify them. What's the word? You have to get them made official. And she said, well, you take it to a job centre and they'll stamp it. Well, I looked online and the way of doing it is writing on every page, and there's 18 pages, this is a true and accurate copy of page 1 of this power of attorney. Sign it. My mum signed it. And so I sent it off, and I thought, I sent that. Notarized. Thank you, Harsh.
Thanks, Harsh.
And Jimbo. I sent it off about 8 weeks ago. I've not heard anything. Oh, I've got to phone them up, haven't I? And they're going to tell me they haven't got it. So I phoned up, and it was only 10 minutes hold, and a woman answered, and already I'm getting angry. And I thought, I kept thinking, it's not her fault. It's not her fault. It's not her fault. And I said, I sent this in about 8 or 9 weeks ago, and I just wondered what the update was. And she came back. Turns out I hadn't sent it in 8 or 9 weeks ago. I sent it in 5 weeks ago. It's a big difference. And she said, yeah, we've got it all. It's all great. We've sent you a letter this week. saying it's been processed, and we just need to know you can backdate it a year, and we just need to know, do you want to take it as a lump sum, or do you want to have that money so you get more each week? And I said, I'm going to ask you a very blunt question. Which one gets her more money? She said, if you take it in a lump sum. It's about 11 grand. I think I'll believe it when I see it. And I said, is that it? She went, yeah. I know, only a year. I know. We're lucky in this situation, Jimbo. It's okay. I said, is that it? She went, yeah. And I said, I'm going to be honest. I was absolutely dreading this call, because they never go smoothly like this. And I just, you have been so helpful, and I'm so grateful. I really want to thank you. I think she was a bit surprised, because it's the pensions department, work and pensions, and I'm sure you get people effing and jeffing. So the from what I've looked, and I still won't believe it until I see money in the bank, is the pension. I think it's the same for men and women now, as it should be. It's £221 a week, which in my mum's situation, that's the state pension, because she's getting a pension. That's quite a bit of money. However, if that's the only thing you're living on, what's that, about 950 quid a month? What the fudge? But it's sorted. I couldn't believe it. She said, you should get your first payment of the pension in 2 or 3 weeks. If you haven't got it, give us a call. And then the lump sum will take a bit longer to come through, and I might have to, I think I've got the letter that sent me, I've got to sign it and tick a box and send it back. Mm-hmm. It was done. It was done.
Beautiful.
And then the other thing, and then I'll shut up because I know you've got stuff to talk about. So Dad died, 11 years ago, and 12, 13 years ago, he gave me this watch, right? He seemed to imply it was worth some money. I don't think it is, but he gave me this watch, and the strap was broken and it needed a new battery. And it's been sat in my bedside table since he gave it to me 12 years ago. It is a great result, Jim. Honestly, I couldn't be having. So it's been sat, broken strap, needing the battery for 12 years, right? And then I kept looking at it. I had to take Betty to the cobblers where they fix watches, because her watch, she'd had a new strap put on the watch, and she said it keeps flipping round. And she went in there. She really had a go at the bloke. It was really awkward, right? She was like a proper angry old person. I love Betty, but she's really having a go. And he's being very calm, and I'm sort of stood behind him going, you know, and he's going, well, it's a leather strap, and it'll take a while to soften up, and I don't think you've had it tight enough. And I'm going, okay, right, Betty, maybe why don't we just try? And I'm trying to smooth it, and he's being very patient.
She thinks it's a faulty strap.
Yeah, it's not. Didn't have it tight enough. And I said, right, while we're here, could you have a look at the strap on this and put a new battery in? He went, yeah, sure. And so he fixed the strap. And he's just putting a pin in and doing that. He said, right, that's the strap fixed. Let me put the battery in. He opened it. And he went, yeah, that's not a battery watch. It's one of the ones you got to shake. I went, what?
Oh.
He said, yeah, it's not a battery. It's just one of the ones you wear it and it winds itself up.
Kinetic.
12 years.
It's been sitting there waiting for a battery.
12 years. 12 years. It's all scuffed up now because it's been in the drawer.
I'm just worried, though, that on that hand, on that arm, it won't get enough motion.
Come on, Catherine! It's on my right arm. I'm a right-hander and I wear it on my right arm. All right,
that thing's never going to run out of power.
Oh, come on. I take it off for that so I can time it. David was about to ask what this watch is. You popped in for the watch porn. I don't think he seemed to think it was worth a few quid, but I don't think it is. I won't be able to. It's
a Seiko.
It's a Seiko, yeah, but it's, you want to know. I can't read that. Let me get my readers.
Here we go.
Well, maybe I'll sell it to David.
It's what your dad would have wanted. Do a deal, son.
Well, yeah. Can we swap it for a VHS player?
I'm trying to see if I can see it myself. It's got like a sort of Japanese little wave badge on the back.
Yeah, it's got a wave band picture. Seiko 5. Let's have a little look. What can we... Oh, shit. I mean, it's all scuffed up because it's been in a drawer.
Put a big light on. What are you doing messing about with a torch?
Big light don't do anything. Look. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, if I send you a picture of it...
He's already...
Because he bums watches.
Yeah, of course he does.
Seiko. It's stainless steel.
Yeah, have you heard of that?
Would you say Seiko? I'd say Psycho. Killer.
What would you say, David?
It's got a number on it. Type this in 016379. Let's see what that says. 016
379.
It's not that. Right, it's not that one. It's not that one that's 450 quid. No, it's not that. It's only got one dial. Let's have a look. Come and join us.
Is it sport automatic?
No.
It looks like a 5.
No. Hang on. Come and join us. It's not.
Seiko, yeah.
It's not that because the date is underneath. The date is between the 3 and the 4. The date is between the 3 and the 4. The date is between. All right, so I can't really read anything of.
Is it this?
No, the date is between the 3 and the 4. Look. The date's at half
yes.
past. Oh no, the date is on
at
the
4.
4. The date is at 4. Hang on. Get ready to sell my dad's watch. I'm not going to sell it. Well,
is it snide? Is it a snide copy?
well, no, it won't be. It won't be snide. He did say it's worth a few quid. This you have this, but I didn't believe him.
Narrow down search to a kinetic.
Is that? Isn't it? No, hang on.
No, because that's on 3.
What does it say on the front? Magnetic auto.
Kinetic says, doesn't it?
All right, kinetic auto something. It would turn out it would be worth a £5, and I'm totally cool with that. No, it hasn't got any numbers on the outside. Send photo. All right. Send photo.
Send nudes. This is David Turner's version of that.
Can you shine your torch on here?
I can, yeah. Hang on. You ready?
Well, could you shine it from the other side? What are you doing? Why are you being so
You
weird?
said shine it from the other side. I'm doing what you've asked me to do.
Shine it. Hang on, I might be able to zoom in on this. No. Oh, hang on. Water resistant. All right, let's go one more. See if we can get one more a little bit more in focus. All right, I sent David's comment. SRP043 says Jimbo. SRP043.
Oh
No, it's not a pressage. It's close to that.
But
See, all I've got is the number date on 4, not the day date. Here's what we're doing. I'm going to send these pictures to Dave. No.
That's in the right position, though.
Yeah, but I haven't got numbers around the
a
side.
spork for...
Right, Dave, you're going to get these. Call him Dave. Your watch is nicer than mine. I'll give you that. No, it's not, because it belonged to my dad. Scuffed buggery. Right, I'm going to send these to you, and then what we're also going to do is I'm going to send these to us, and we're going to go in close. Photos. Yep. Send to Gmail to late night alternative. Watches. All right, so let's see.
Jimbo's put a link in there, is it that?
David, we told everyone, no,
It's not a diver.
no, because it hasn't got numbers around the side. We told everyone about points on the... No,
No, Divers Watch is the ones with the numbers around the outside.
We told everyone about your points on the National Lottery, mate.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's cats. We don't want cats. Come on. Inbox. I didn't send it.
And now.
You reckon that Turners has reckoned he's found it? Oh yeah, that's it. 200 quid. Gents, Psycho, Kinetic, Auto. How did you find that so quickly? Yeah, that's it.
Because he knows his watches.
Hey, that's it. Well done, mate. All right, well, hang on. Well, I know what to type in on eBay, but will you see? I can't remember if you see my postcode on it. Most of you have been here, so it don't really matter. That's it. That's it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's it. It's my dad's watch. Oh, bless him. Oh, hang on. Are you saying that's... Are you sending me another one? What are you saying?
Nice and rare.
Oh, that... Yeah. Hang on. Yeah. That's it. Thank you, Dave. Well, there we go. That's answered that little question. Anyway.
That was a kind
That was
thing
fun.
to give you.
It was. For a man who was unable to speak emotionally and honestly and intimately, that was him doing that. That was his equivalent. I remember him saying, I remember him giving it to me. I think was it when he got ill? It might be when he got ill. Saying, keep that. It's a really nice watch, that. Right? And it is a really nice watch. And this is, again, that thing of, I'm going to be dead and I'm never going to wear this, and I'll give it to one of the boys at some point, and they'll keep it in a drawer for 15 years, and that's all right. Thank you, Dave. That's really, really kind of you to find that. I'm genuinely thrilled at that. Nice little detective hunt. You've not had a great day.
No, I've had a really... no, I've had... It's not been a shit day. There have been moments. So, driving to work this morning, what was it, about 7:30?
Yeah.
We were having a conversation. I was almost at work.
I was on the phone.
I was almost at work, and I might need you to fill in some of the blanks for me because it was mad. So, I don't know how well any of you know the Uxbridge area, but I was around there on my way to Hayes, where the academy that I work at is. And there is a moment where you go up a hill and there is the road splits into 3. And this one here, it does tend to sort of get tailed back with people turning right. Now, I didn't need to turn right until further on. So I'd been in that lane and I signalled left and I was about to pull round the stationary traffic, right? You could see it from a flipping mile away, this traffic waiting to turn right. And I was talking to you, and I admit I obviously completely missed this guy. He came up the left, and he must have been going fast because I did check. And then the first thing I knew was as I signalled and I started to pull around this traffic, and I heard beep!
And I was on the phone. I went, what the fuck was that?
And I went, oh my God, I've just pulled out in front of someone. It's totally my fault, right? But he was behind.
You waved, sorry, did that?
He was behind me. Sorry. I went, oh, hang on a minute. He cut in front of me, slammed his brakes on, whacked his hazards on, stopped the car, got out of the car. So I'm parked up and I lowered my window and I said, I am so sorry. That's totally my fault. I'm so sorry. And he went, sorry, nothing. You've made me damage my left side tyre.
And then the cat that I know and love came in
and I went, no, I didn't. It was there were 2 lanes to my left, right? He'd gone nowhere near a curb. How on earth could he have damaged his tyre? He'd had to swerve a little bit. I'd seen it in time and was still in the right-hand lane. So, no, bollocks is what sprang to mind. But I didn't say that. I said, no, you didn't. Yeah, I did. You get out and have a look.
This is a bloke, right? This is inappropriate in any situation.
And he's towering, he's like storming towards the car.
Bloke to a woman
and then demanding I get out. And I went, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting out of the car. And you were like, don't get out of the car.
Yeah, don't get out of the car, Kath. Stay on the line.
And it was just the way he was coming at me, right? And thankfully, few times I've had accidents in the car. I've never been spoken to like that. And normally I find something like that, you say you're sorry. I mean, for someone to stop in front of you and get out, that is unusual. He might give you the flipping wanker sign and a honk. And I thought that was it. But the fact that he stopped in front of me, I thought, right, hang on a minute. So I apologised. And then when he started that, I was like, yeah, no. I said, I'm not getting out of the car. And then he started filming my car. And I said to Iain, I'm not getting out of this car. I don't believe he's damaged his tyre. I'm out of here. So I pulled round him and drove off as he's pretending to film my car. I don't believe he was filming my car.
I suspect he wasn't.
He was just trying to shit me up. And I was thinking, no, not today. Not today, Satan, not today. So then he jumps back in his car and I said, all right, he's coming up behind me and he's saying, get the registration number, get the registration number.
Which we have.
Yeah. So I gave it to you and then he got in front, and then he pulled him. No, he didn't go in front of me. He sped off up the left on this damaged tyre, which was a risky thing to do if it was damaged. But anyway, that was the end of that. And I must admit, I got to school, that was probably about maybe 7 minutes away. And I was shaking a bit. But the more I thought about it, because at one point you were saying maybe we should phone the police. And I was thinking, well, okay. But then I went, no, he sped off. He's fine. Also, he was behind me, right? He was behind me. So...
It's always the person behind's fault if there's a crash. Whatever you do, you should be going at a speed that you can stop.
And he was clearly speeding because he came out of nowhere and then he zoomed off into nowhere and he was like in between the... He was a prick, right? And this was a guy who I would say was probably about 10 years older than me, sort of a dad type age. But the way he was like thundering towards the car, it was... I don't think that was all me that did that rage. Anyway, I was just... As if I was ever going to get out of the car. As if.
Well, I had that terrifying experience last week. And he didn't get out of the car. This guy got out of the car to approach a woman on her own, which is just, you don't do that.
As if I was going to get out, though.
Yeah.
Or to look at his car while he shouted at me. Nah.
How do you feel about it now?
I am more convinced that he was a dick than I was at the time. And my immediate thing was, it was my fault. I did pull out and I didn't see him. So I felt bad about that. But I do think on balance, he was a prick. And I now think it was obvious, isn't it? He was chancing it and was trying to intimidate me into, parting with some money or something. But how damaged can your car be when you zoom off? If you're worried about your tyre, don't drive the way he drove off. But part of me goes, oh, do you think the insurance will get in touch with me? For what? What are they going to do? There's a picture of my car behind his.
Yeah, I have had the insurance get in touch with me for that before, and I got done. And they found out later on he put in a claim for whiplash. Never even hit the bloke. Whiplash, he got 15 grand. Totally fucked up my insurance.
Wow. But I don't know
Don't
that.
worry,
but how do I know that he didn't have a damaged tyre before or after?
He didn't have it after. It's nonsense.
I don't think he'll do it.
I feel sorry for his family. Do you remember when I came home and called the police about this guy, right? It was ages ago.
When he was coming back after I driven around him, because I was thinking, I'm not doing this, I sincerely thought he was going to follow me to school.
Yeah. People do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what happened with this guy, right? It was ages ago. I lived here. I haven't been here that long. And there's quite a lot of country roads, and he did that. I was, it was 60 national speed limit, or maybe it was 50 or 60, and I was doing the limit, right? I always set it on the limit, and he was behind me. It was late at night, flashing, beeping, and then he overtook, and so I just put my full beam on, so that as he's driving away, got the full beam on. And then, of course, as these things happen, I ended up right behind him at a roundabout, and we then go on the Wendover bypass, which is quite a busy road. 60.
Loads of accidents there.
Because there's a big bend and people will overtake on the bend at 80, right? And so he's in front of me and he's zooming off and I put the beam on again, which was stupid. So it's like wide lanes. It's like car and a half width. So he fucking roadblocked the road. He turned to the side and blocked the road. And he got out and he was massive. I found out he was a fireman, potentially ex-military. He's a fireman. I remember him saying. And he got out and he was massive. And I thought, oh, fuck, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. So, of course, I went round him and sped off. And I thought, I'm not driving. I was near my house. I'm not going home because he's going to know where I live. I was thinking, where do I go? Where do I go? If I keep going, and I was driving like all over the place.
You've got to drive to the police station.
Well, I was driving all over the place, making sure I stayed.
Where's that now?
Staying in busy places, and he was following me right up my arse, beeping me right up my arse. And I put in the sat-nav police station. There's a police station in Aylesbury, but I didn't know the area very well then. I didn't realise it's one of those ones that closes at 4:00. So I pulled into this, and then suddenly I'm in this sort of car park with a barrier, and he comes up, and he gets out of the car, and I'm trying to do periscope. So I fucking try and do periscope, and I didn't. And he's massive, and he's threatening me, right? And I said, mate, you were driving like a dick. I'm a fireman, and I'm trained to drive like that. And I said, I was answering him back. I said, yeah, but that's illegal. You weren't in a fire. You're in your car. You're not meant to. I'm a better driver than you've ever. It was going on and on.
Oh, that sounds cokey.
And I was roidy probably, and I really thought it was get out of the car. I'm not getting out of the car.
Absolutely not.
I'm not getting out of the car. Get out of the car. I'm not getting out of the car. But I couldn't turn around because I'm up against this barrier and he's blocked it. And then I remember there was a buzzer, and I'm trying to do this buzzer, and he knew there was no police there or anything. And then he went, and I came home, burst into tears, and I called the police, and I said, I've got this nice people, right? People.
And then on the way home from school, I'm at the roundabout. I'm going straight over. I start to go straight over. Someone comes zooming out from the first turn here, and he's got his hand up, and I'm thinking, oh well, at least, we all make mistakes. I made a mistake this morning. He's putting his hand up. No, he wasn't. He was putting his finger up. Like, fuck you, I'm going. What is going on with people? There's so much male. I mean, in this particular case, male rage. What the hell?
About a year ago, maybe 2. I was in the wrong lane at a roundabout, and I pulled over, and there was a white van going too fast. Actually, I remember he was quite a distance from me, didn't really have impact, and he beeped his horn, and I came in the front row, his front seat, it had been 10, and we looked at him and went, oh my God, that guy was so angry, he made a fist at you. The fist was doing that.
His watch was fine.
Just seen a funny thing on Twitter. You don't know real heartbreak unless you were 14 years old hearing the full uncut version of Babylon Zoo Spaceman. Should we have a look see if there's anything on Twitter? Have you finished all... Was there anything else you wanted to say on that matter?
Don't think. Yeah, I think we're done with road rage for today. Thanks.
Evening, Leah. Right. By the way, David Turner sent me a text that made me... I was welling up a little bit. That's why I sat back in my chair. Watches are about stories. Every time you check the time, it reminds you of that story. I love that side of it. It's a lovely watch.
That's kind.
And you're right. It's a little bit closer to Dad. Right. I don't think I have much... Been arguing with people on...
You astound me.
Twitter. I don't think I've got that much.
I've been so busy this week. You will get your podcast, I promise. I'll do it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Aphantasia. We'll talk about aphantasia in it. Well, let's talk about that now. So, the other day I was talking to a client, and they said something, and afterwards I was thinking about it. I'm not really connected with this. It was talking about family, and I was thinking of my boys, and I was trying to think of my boys. And I closed my eyes and I went, oh shit, I can't picture I can't picture anyone. The only one who flashes up for a second is Philip Schofield. It's the only face flashes up for a second. I thought, I can't picture. And so this was like Wednesday. And so I didn't tell anyone. I spent the next 24 hours experimenting, trying to picture people. Couldn't picture you. I couldn't describe the boys. What I get, and this is the best word I've got for it, the best phrase is, I can imagine the concept of my boys.
The essence.
And it's not even I couldn't describe what I mean by concept. It's not quite the essence. I get the concept of you. I thought, well, that's weird. And then I thought, okay, shit, I don't picture anything. And I'm trying to, what I might get is if I think of the house you grew up in, I get like, it's like a flash that's like a millionth of a second.
I can see the house you grew up in because you showed me a photo once.
It's
can't. White. It's got a porch and it's got those porch with those sticks on, right?
How did you remember that? I have no pictures in my head. So I tweeted it. Turns out it's a thing called aphantasia. and I'm going to do some reading on it. But what I do have is I have a narrator. I'm trying to listen to him now. He won't come if I can't. And
Who is it?
Oh, it's me. It's me.
It's not Kenneth Williams.
No. It's me. And for a long time, and it still pops up every now and then, my critical voice is the reason I don't go and see the cardiacs.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was someone at college who I later went, oh, shit, he was bullying us all. And that's not quite as much, but that was my critical voice for a long time. And so I phoned up my eldest, Alex, and said, Alex, right, do an experiment, right? Close your eyes. I want you to picture the person I say. This is his grandmother. He went, right. I said, what does she look like? He went, she's got dark hair and she's Greek. I said, can you see her in your head? He went, no. He said, give me another one. This can't be right. And so I said, your youngest.
Nina's got that, hasn't she? She said she can't imagine
Nina who?
things. One of our listeners.
Oh, yeah. Well, loads of people have got it.
Yeah.
He said, give me another one. So I gave him, said, young un, little un. And he said, I can't do it. I said, right. Can you picture anything? No. I said, have you got a narrator? Like a voice? What, telling me what I'm doing and stuff? I went, yeah, of course I have. Then he went and spoke to his brother. His brother can picture everyone, described his granddad perfectly, and he has a voice, and the voice tends to be, for the youngest one is I. Unless he's doing sport or something, then it's you. You can do this. You got this. So what, you can picture stuff, but you don't have a narrator?
Don't think I do. I think I've got like a little cloud, I think in sort of, you know, like paragraphs, like a cloud of. But then on occasion, yeah, I will. But that's me talking to myself. It's not the same thing. And then little un, she's really weird.
Go on.
She's really weird. So we were talking about. I was saying, all right, if you imagine something, imagine an apple. I said to her. Can you? Because when I imagine an apple, I think of the green apple, probably apple.
So all right, this is a chart of different things. So have a look at this, right? So I'm 5.
Yeah.
Which one would you say? One, two, one.
With a shine on it, yeah.
This is found really interesting because she said this before I'd seen this chart.
Yeah, she said, I see the outline, like literally the outline of an apple. So she's 4. Whereas me and her sister, I think, are 1.
She said the outline before I'd seen this.
Yeah.
And I just thought, that's what. Oh, so you're big un's 1.
Yeah.
Have a look at the chart. Some of you have commented. Liam says, I'm not sure I could picture anyone. Visionary says, Faith doesn't see pictures in her head either. And later on you mentioned, and I'm only saying it because you've put it in there, that Faith is also autistic. And great. Sorry, that's in response to Graham. He says, I can't picture things in my head. It's one of the reasons I got diagnosis of autism. Quiet bloke, I'm the same. I can't create images in my mind. I find it amazing that people can. Delith's the same. And Marcus is a 1. He can see a full, juicy, ripe apple.
Little un's got quite a lot of neurodivergent traits.
Oh, she's all over the shop.
She really
You're going to have a great day when that all gets diagnosed. But and the reason I'm surprised is I'm 51 in a couple of weeks is I'd always thought I could picture things because I just assumed it. And again, it's that thing, picture an elephant. Well, I don't see it, but I get the again, it's all I've got. I have the concept of an elephant. Mm-hmm. It has blown my mind.
And that's when I said to you, do you think that's why you don't like drawing?
Well, apparently Happy Tree. No,
Right.
not Happy Tree.
No.
The one that's less annoying. Happy.
I don't want to say.
Happy. Is it Happy Tree is the artist? Which one is it? Is it Happy Tree? No, Happy Tree was the guy that used to call us and was a bit.
Yeah.
Who is it? And I was a little bit sniffy with them, actually. And because I was people were pissing me off. Who is it? I was sniffy with them. No, not Happy Tree. Happy Tree is the Happy Toast. I was and do you know
I
what?
like Happy Toast.
I know, and I was a little bit sniffy, and I'm going to apologise. In fact, I'm going to apologise in a minute. But he said, and he's right, because I then looked up on it, that it doesn't affect your artistic ability. I have really visual, vivid dreams, and that's a different part of the brain.
Okay.
But loads of people. This right. I'm going to show you a picture of Angelos, right? and then show you a picture. Right, look at him there.
down
okay? And
here.
he's
And
raising
I'm
money
just
for a great charity, right? But look at him there. Oh, you can't see it. Hang on. So look at that picture, right? Now, I'm going to show you one of the cats. I wish I could do a side by side, but I'm not technically proficient enough. Where is it? Hang on, sorry. Oh, bugger you! Right, just keep that. If you can picture something, there we go. That looks like him, right?
He's got the moustache.
It looks like him. It's the eyes as well, slightly off. Yeah. What were we talking about? So I've got to send.
No, but I'm wondering whether okay, it doesn't mean that you can't draw, but I used to draw from imagination all the time.
I do think it's bad, but right. So aphantasia is a big thing, and I'm going to do more research.
Turns out Richard Herring as well, right?
Yeah. He said we should form a double act, but I don't know what we'd call it.
Can't imagine what we call it. He said.
Yeah, but you know the joke.
Because you can't imagine.
No, Iain Herring.
Oh yeah.
I said we could be called Iain and Richard. He said, yeah, but what would you do? And I was so tempted, and I don't know him well enough to say we could fall out, because that's
what they did.
I really wanted to do it, and I was like, he's either going to find this hilarious or he's going to start a war.
We don't want to be there.
We don't want to be there. So aphantasia, this is you know where this is going, but this is fun.
Earlier today, I spoke with His Majesty the King to request the dissolution of Parliament. The King has granted this request, and we will have a general election on the 4th of July.
I'm so excited about the general election. I'm so excited. I was thinking of taking the 5th off work, but no, I'm going to stay up all night. Watch
I have got into 2 really good political podcasts. One with Rory Stewart and Alistair Campbell.
Yeah.
Called The Rest is Politics.
Okay.
I really like Rory Stewart, and I don't hate Alistair Campbell as much as I used to when I was a journalist, and his spinning put extra pressure on us, and they used to be quite heavy-handed. So I'm over that. And I think actually he's seen the error of his ways as well, hasn't he?
He is
mellowed.
responsible for an illegal war, but yes, you have to at some point.
He's mellowed
yes.
somewhat. So yes, there's that. And you know, Rory Stewart is a Tory, and I actually think he's quite a decent man. But also, electoral dysfunction is about to come into its own with your 3 favourite ladies: Jess Phillips, Beth Rigby, and
you?
I always forget the Scottish one.
You're wee racist.
I am a wee racist. Her name is, help me out somebody please, Ruth Davidson. There it is.
Here's something I learnt this week. Crocodiles are immortal.
Well, that's clearly not true.
So today I found out.
Where'd you go? The crocodile boots?
Here we go. Together with crocodiles, they have no finite lifespan. They live and grow unless they're affected by a disease, accident, or another predator. This quality, scientifically known as negligible senescence, means that crocodiles and alligators don't die of old age.
But that doesn't mean they're immortal.
I
saw that bit.
I'm going to play a clip. Right, I watched Airplane 2 this week. Go on.
Gover's bottled it already, says Dave.
What does that mean? He's saying he's not standing.
A load of them aren't.
These fuckers.
A load of them aren't.
I watched Airplane 2. I'd love to watch Airplane this weekend if you're up for it. I watched Airplane 2 the other day.
I picked the wrong weekend to give up.
I
old comedy.
don't think I'd seen Airplane. I think I saw it at the pictures, and that was the last time. I'm pretty sure I saw it at the pictures or on Betamax shortly thereafter. And of course it's not as good as the first one. I watched it. It's quite racist. I was lolling.
He's so funny though, isn't he?
I was lolling so much. And I tell you why I watched it was because this bit popped up. I remember this. I sent you this and I saw it coming.
Yeah, look.
Right. I remember seeing this at 15 and thinking, and laughing so much my stomach hurt and thinking, there's never going to be a funnier gag than this. There will never be a funnier gag than this.
Commander Murdoch?
What is it, Lieutenant?
Sir, the Mayflower's in trouble. She's coming in hotter than a firecracker, sir. Their computer's down, they've lost their crew, and they're flying on manual control, sir.
We better get to the tower, Lieutenant.
We have no tower, sir.
No tower?
Just a bridge, sir.
Why the hell aren't I notified about these things?
Honestly, I saw that and I thought, we've peaked.
That for me isn't even the funniest bit.
There is a funny bit coming up. I will play it. And I saw that and I went, oh, Yeah, I'm having Airplane 2. We got this bit.
How would you handle this?
We could try ignoring it, sir.
I see. Pretend nothing has happened and hope everything turns out all right in the morning.
Just a thought, sir.
I've considered that. There's got to be a better angle.
So I watched Airplane 2, and do you know what? It's so much better than I was. We'll watch Airplane at the weekend. Again, I've not seen it since we. Joe, didn't they show it at school for you once when you're like 12 or something? Because here's the thing: films in the 80s, they're loads of boobs, loads of boobs. Airplane 2, you got an hour and a half. Put it on. There's lots of callbacks to the first one, which I vaguely remembered. Because you know the thing, I've got a drink problem. That. There's loads of bits where he's offered a drink and he takes it and he does it, looks at the camera and then just puts it down. It's just, there's so many good bits in it. So the Real Angry Birds account retweeted that. Would you like to read it, Catherine?
No, but I will anyway. This is from Lee. Lee, thanks.
And the Real Angry Birds later apologised for retweeting this.
I used to jerk off to Angry Birds when I was about 13. I loved Angry Birds. I had every game and bought every toy they had. One day I was playing Angry Birds when all of a sudden the big red bird turned me on. I couldn't stand it. I was going crazy. I decided to pull. Right. I think they've only read the second sentence, haven't they?
They deleted it very, very quickly. They retweeted it.
Big Red, though, is sexy, you got to say.
Joe
Those
says,
eyebrows.
I vaguely remember watching it in the school hall different times on a projector.
We watched
So
Goonies
jealous.
at school.
Yeah.
I mean, they're calling each other dicks and homophobic slurs.
Yeah.
And there's talk about touching tit.
Yeah.
Why? I didn't notice. I don't think I noticed.
I watched Liar Liar with the boys, and there's a sex scene where he's going, "This is the worst sex I've ever had," and there's tits everywhere. Annabelle's 65th birthday. Would not be doing this job. Would not be doing this job now. Probably never if it hadn't been for
not
Annabelle.
This job.
But this job, any old shit. Liam's got a home, which is nice. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is great. Did you see this? I don't know who this guy is. Anyway, okay, let's have a listen to this interview.
Awesome. It's been a while.
It has been a while, indeed.
I feel like we should address what's happened in the months since we've seen you, since some of our viewers may not know what has happened. So I guess...
What do you think has happened since that his viewers may not know?
Has he had like the screaming shits or something? What on earth are they going to reveal?
Since some of our...
It's worse than that.
Viewers may not know what has happened. So I guess I'll recap. I'll do the honors.
Help yourself.
Okay.
What do you think? You have one more guess.
I'm already thinking this should never have happened.
She's laughing. She's not laughing. She's clearly embarrassed. You ready?
Did he get caught with his like knob in a trapped in a letterbox or something?
A little bit worse.
In October, you were on a Zoom call with your colleagues from the New Yorker magazine. Everyone took a break for several minutes, during which time you were caught masturbating on camera. You were subsequently fired from that job after 27 years of working there. And you, since then, have been on leave from CNN. Do I have all that right?
You got it all right. Sad to say.
Sad to, sorry.
That must have been one hell of a meeting.
You got it all right.
Been on leave from CNN. Do I have all that right?
You got it all right. Sad to say.
Here's the thing, right? You ever using the computer for that? Microphone's down, cameras unplugged, right? Don't say, oh, it's turned off.
You've heard that. You've heard that's how it should be done.
You got to be careful. Oh, this is great.
Oh no!
Trapped kingfisher. Look at this. Look at this dude.
这场景，我跟你说，
Has he been there?
哎呀，盯上了，飞太快了，他这是，扎上了，对呀，我说救救他吧，他会飞吧？
It's fucking. What?
What the hell?
Stretch. I think he's stretching.
放了啊，啊飞啊！
Hey.
That's incredible.
Oh, this is how movie sex scenes are filmed.
I mean, actors do say it's the least sexy thing you've ever done, and now you realise. Does he have to be holding the cameraman's legs, though? Come on.
I think that's him playing with her boobs.
Jesus.
Okay. There was a meteor in Portugal.
Oh, I saw this.
Have you seen this clip?
Yes.
This is brilliant. Look. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I love that. I didn't know anything about it until I saw that. I thought it was beautiful. Look, her face. I thought that was absolutely beautiful.
Do you remember when I saw that fireball in the sky on the way into work once, and we got Heather Cooper on? You were all ripping the piss out of me.
James Taylor.
No, not like that. And it was a fireball. It was near enough to Luton Airport. I thought there'd been a horrible accident for a second, and then it just disappeared. And I came in and checked it out, and there was no accident. And then we got Heather Cooper on, and it turned out it was the Leonids or something. She verified it and said, "Oh, you're so lucky to have seen that." She was so lucky. Yes, it was like that.
So it wasn't like that.
What I saw was like that.
So the sky, it became daytime.
No, it didn't. No, mine was more. It was.
So when you said it was like that, it wasn't.
No, but it was a ball of flame that I saw.
Yeah.
Not a bright light.
No. Sorry, it's my fault because when you said it was like that, what I assumed was you meant it was like that, and that's totally my fault, Catherine. So I apologise.
What I mean is, it came out of nowhere, and it was like that. It
was in the air.
Yeah.
That's the only similarity.
You know, like on the Bayer tapestry, when there's a picture, there's a ball.
Haley's or Halley's?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Halley's, I think.
Haley's. So Bill Alien. It's Bill Alien in the comments.
I'm thinking of the Halley Orchestra in Manchester.
So when you say, that was exactly
That's
what it was like. You mean it was in the sky? Apart from the colour.
Apart from orange.
The brightness.
Mine was orange.
Everything. Apart from that.
Yeah, and right. You're right, James. You must have seen it too.
What's this? I think that maybe I might delete all my tweets again.
I watched Beautiful.
Oh, these are from
look at
2023. I thought I deleted.
I watched Beautiful Boy last night. I've spent the last 3 nights thinking I really want to watch something, and what I do is I scroll for 2 hours and then I give up and go to bed. But yesterday I settled on Beautiful Boy with Steve Carell and Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah. Oh.
Go on.
It's based on a book and a story written by David Sheff. David Sheff conducted either the last or the penultimate interview with John Lennon before his assassination and Yoko Ono.
Yeah.
And I've been to David Sheff's house.
You weren't represented in the film.
Did they not have that? I went there in 1999 because he'd written a book about Nintendo. He lives in America. And we went to interview him for Thumb Candy. And so I'm in some ways connected with this.
Yes. Told you not to watch it because it's very druggy indeed, as you might suspect, given that it's about his experience with a son who has a terrible drug addiction.
Junkies.
Oh God, it was heartbreaking. But I also thought that they were both brilliant in it. And if you fancy something to watch that is going to really upset you, it's that.
We have been recommended by David Fury. I don't know if David Fury's a member here. Please don't tell us anything. He's recommended a film called Dinner in America. I've not read anything about
America.
Our good friend of the show, who's not here this evening, I think he's not feeling too well at the moment, Alistair, has recommended a documentary called The Gulspang Miracle.
Okay.
It's similar to... Okay,
Your
right.
sister very kindly recommended an Anita Pallenberg documentary, which we'll be having this weekend.
It's going to be about horrible rock stars taking advantage of women.
Yeah. Also, coming up, which I'm very excited about, which I saw yesterday. Oh, yeah, have a look on my feed, because there's a video of it. They've made a Brat Pack documentary, which looks... Mwah. Andrew McCarthy is heading it up. He goes and meets up with the rest of the so-called
I'm up
Brat
for that.
Pack.
Am I posts?
Yeah.
Also, I've dug out my 15-disc box set of the Larry Sanders Show, which I've never watched. Wouldn't mind watching to see. I'd like to see what you think about it. And I'm probably going to be able to find the full Guy on a Hooky thing. Miami Talk Beach Boys doc in a second. Well, is this going to get us? This is going to get us. I'm so keen to do one show where I don't have to go in and edit a massive chunk out. This will be the bit we have to edit out. Can you talk about it?
Yes. Why don't you take the sound off?
That doesn't do it. YouTube's algorithm will pick up on it.
Okay, well, I'll happily do this then. If you're interested, have a look on my Twitter feed. And it's
honestly, every week I get 4 or 5. Yeah, it can't be monetized, can't be seen or monetized, and I have to edit them out.
All right. Andrew McCarthy has directed this, and he is the one going around meeting up with everyone, basically talking about how that Brat Pack label was a seal of kiss of doom on a lot of their careers.
Kiss of death is the phrase.
Or doom. The seal of doom, seal of...
That was a shit.
The doom.
Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones and the seal of doom.
The kiss of death, the kibosh, and the scuppering of their careers. He meets up with Rob Lowe. He meets up with Emilio Estevez. He meets up with Demi Moore, who is about apparently to have a massive resurgence. Demi Moore. And it looks bloody brilliant, and it's coming out next month on Hulu. Do what you need to do to watch it. It's going to be awesome.
Are we watching this?
Oh yeah, I love this.
What is it?
English teacher's been roasting incels by taking them apart grammatically.
Hey Mark, good job, buddy. I just want to help you edit your thoughts a little bit so people respect them more, all right? Let's take a look. This is a great paragraph. You don't have a topic sentence like we talked about. But let's take a look at this first sentence. His jerseys, that's not a proper noun, so we want a little J there, okay? His jerseys, lowercase j.
Oh, this
He
is
was
good.
only speaking truth, okay? We need an article.
She's missed out an apostrophe.
Where?
Jerseys.
Shut up!
Article here, all right, Mark? We need a the or a the. Depending on where you're from, we can say it either way. It's all right. You have that same problem here. We got liberal white women. Now we're missing a verb. So I'm going to help you out here with are. But again, we can't say liberal white women are biggest. Remember, we have to say the. Remember, you keep forgetting the, all right? Liberal white women are the biggest problem we have in this country. And good job remembering your periods every time. Now, this is a bit of a problem. There's no subject here. Never should have let them. Who? I think you mean we, okay? We never should. Now I know we sound like we say should have, but it's not the word of, baby doll. It's should have, okay? Never should have let them vote. Now, I want to respect your opinion, but first we have to start by sounding like we know what we're talking about, okay?
Oh.
All right, God bless you.
Oh, all right. That's brilliant.
She's great.
That is brilliant.
Oh my God, look at this kitten. It's so cute. Now, I would not be able to give that one back.
I think I've got 3 cuter kittens. If you missed the start of the show, go back because you get to see video of the cats.
I think is that a Burmese like the one that the Garners have got? That brown.
I didn't know they had a cat.
Oh my God!
Well, I've seen a picture of it.
Yes, you do. We were in his.
I
He was in
didn't
the garden in a cage.
I didn't remember.
Don't you remember? He sounds like a robot. He goes. Meow.
I honestly because when Kate was messaging me going, they're great. I thought she was angling for one, and then she sent me a picture
Brown
of a cat.
wouldn't have it. Yeah.
I didn't know, and then I saw that and went, oh, have they got a cat? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Remember the dog? Here we go. A bit more
Welly.
of this guy. Yeah, let's have a bit more of this guy. It's Rob Lamberti. Go and see him.
So good.
They found the traffic warden from Threads.
Yes. And that's the end.
I think that's it. Yeah, it's. I'm going to delete all my tweets again. I like doing that. I like having a clean timeline. Beach Boys doc on Disney, 2 hours. Yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it. It's not for me. That makes it sound like I didn't enjoy it. It's not for the knowledgeable well, in 1965,
It's not for the geeks.
and I knew it wouldn't be that, right? I knew it wouldn't be that, and it's like you got 2 hours. Obviously, they're going to focus all the way up to Good Vibrations, and then the last 15 minutes be there, which it was. It's great. It had Blondie Chaplin in it, which was I was surprised. Yeah, I liked it. There was a lot of home movies I hadn't seen before. It's the surviving members. It's the last time they're all going to sit and tell their stories, and I know people here. It doesn't stop around 1967 and jumps. Kokomo is over the credits, which I thought was a bold choice. It doesn't. You get about 15 minutes of Holland, Blondie and Ricky joining.
And do they use all the proper music, or is it Beach Boys-esque music?
It's got Beatles music in it because it's Disney. So it's got actual beat and talks a lot about the rivalry. Yeah, I would watch a 6-part documentary on 1969 to 1980. That's me, right? This is for people who are. There were a few things in there, but this is people who are not fair. I really, really enjoyed it more than I was expecting to, and cried twice. Right, and Dave, you're going to hate this. I don't want any negative comments about. Well, you can say what you want, but I'm going to ignore it on this instance. I do think Mike Love is unfairly hated, right? And it primarily comes from an article in Rolling Stone in about 1976 or 7, and the Heroes and Villains, the Stephen Gaines book. And there are people going, "Oh, you listen to him whinging in it." What he's saying in this film is, I wrote the lyrics for about 40 songs and I never got the credit, and I was told by my Uncle Murray I would get the credit, and then he sold the company, and so I didn't get the credit.
But also Murray is famously a shit, right?
Yeah. And he had to, and everyone goes, "Oh, he sued Brian Wilson in the 90s. Yeah, because Brian Wilson got the rights back to those songs, and there were still those 35, 40, big songs like Wendy and stuff like that, 35, 40 songs that he didn't have credit to, that he was promised by his Uncle Murray. So he sued I was high on cocaine when I shouted, "Who needs Mike Love?" That's a true story. So he sued to get that, right? And he talks about that. He said, "I didn't get the credit that I deserved. It just wasn't given to me." And there's a bit at the end that some people are cynical about. I totally bought into it. They're old men, right? They're 80, 82, 83. Right at the end, he sat there and he says, I don't get to see... I mean, admittedly, last time I interviewed Brian Wilson, I said, "What do you think of Mike Love?" He went, "Fuck Mike Love." However, and he sits there and he tears up. He says, "I don't get to see my cousin very much. Not allowed to see him." It's like but if I did, I think I'd tell him I love him. Now, it's a little bit hokey, but he's tearing up, right? And it's the first time in any interview I've seen Mike Love like that. Never seen him like that, showing any vulnerability. He sat there, he's got the big medallion rings on. It's Mike Love. But it's the first time I've seen him show any vulnerability.
He found his style and stuck to it, didn't he?
Yeah. And that did me. And then right at the end, the surviving members, they go down to the beach. Brian sat there because he looks terrible. And you've got Mike, Al, David Marks, Bruce Johnson. I don't think Blondie's in that bit. And they just sit around. You don't even hear what they're saying. They just sit around, they hug each other. And, I was in pieces. I was in absolute pieces.
You can't hear what they're saying. Are they saying, "You fucking..."
Fuck you, Mike Love. I was in pieces. And I tell you why, in part, because wearing this has reminded me of my dad's death. The phrase that's been going through my head, and I've got a 51st birthday coming up. There's a phrase that's been going through my head is, you know what David Cassidy's last words to his daughter were, right? "So much time wasted."
Ugh.
And that recently has been going around. I'm getting up. I say I'm getting up early. It's not early, but for me, getting up at 7:30, waking up at 7:30, getting up at 7:45, that's really early for me. And it's because I'm not dozing in the day because I've wasted so much of my life on cocaine, on being in romantic relationships and not really being in romantic relationships, chasing stuff that wasn't important, being bitter that Ricky Gervais has got a movie career and I'm doing shit. So much time wasted. It's like, fuck this, man. I'm over halfway. I am not wasting any more of this. I did an interview for 4Extra, of a comedian who used to be he did a character called Anna Mann, who I interviewed before, and it was a really fun interview. Colin Holt, who's like 45.
Someone's throwing up.
We'll sort it out later. It's fine. And he was talking about, he's 45. His dad died in his 50s. His brother died in his 50s. And he's really trying to practice mindfulness. This is why I've been thinking about poached eggs. He says, I've just been cooking eggs, right? And I'm really trying to practice mindfulness. So I'm trying to be present for every moment of cooking these eggs and then eating them. And I've been doing the same. I've been making breakfast and I've been sitting down going, right, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to sit down and eat this breakfast. So much time wasted in this life. Not all of the 50 years. That would be unfair to you and to the kids and stuff, but I don't know, 80% of my life wasted time. And I'm over halfway there. My dad died at 62. I'm 51 in a couple of weeks. I'm confident I'll make it past that. But that's a big point. For any child, you see your parents' death age coming up and you think, oh shit, my dad at 51 didn't think he was going to die at 62.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to go on forever. He'd quit smoking. He'd lost weight, everything he did. And it didn't even die. He used to smoke 80 cigs a day. He didn't even die of that. He died of pancreatic cancer. So much time wasted. Let's change that. Let's go to Spain. Take the boys to New York. That's all I got at the moment. No, but I'm getting up early and I'm sitting by the back door, making a pot of coffee and writing my 10-point gratitude list and send it to my sponsor. And there's another friend, and then I'm in a sort of men's recovery WhatsApp group, and we all post that. And I'm sitting there and I'm reading their gratitude lists as well, and trying to be in the moment and I don't want to waste any more time. So that's where I'm at. We are saying that. We're about to watch
I was going to say,
so,
that being said.
So we're gonna waste a shitload of time. And I may have made some notes as well on some stuff. I may have some more. Did I write anything else? Oh, it's the number plate.
I was talking to one of my students this week who has been a bugger in the past, an absolute swine, and she has found her thing.
Thank you, Jimbo.
She's found her thing at school, and it's a joy to see it. And the other day, she popped her head round the door, and this was a kid who could not be bothered with the lesson, never mind a whole day at school. And now she's going, by the way, miss, I forgot to tell you, didn't I? I'm thinking I probably will go to university after all, because I think I want to be a teacher. And then the other day, she was talking to me, and she said, yeah, I want to be that teacher who gives people a chance. But saying that, she was a bit of a shit again today, so...
I need to email that teacher I spoke to.
So nobody's perfect. But, little wins. It's about those little wins. And today, those 2 bits of knobbery on the road, I almost filed it as a shitty day, but actually, it was just a couple of tough moments. And that's the way I'm trying to look at life at the moment, as we're getting a bit philosophical.
Jimbo, you're right. I did find you a lot on the way. I've made friends with a lot of, close friends with a lot of you, and I consider all of you friends. Paul, but I was going to mention Paul. I think Paul's gone. One more thing that happened, right? Life as a drug addict and an alcoholic is a life of dishonesty. We are unable to tell lies, right? We're unable to tell the truth. Lies are the easy thing. I told some wicked lies, and I told some stupid lies that made no sense, right? So it's a program of honesty, and you go in rooms and you hear people sharing you hear people being honest for the first time in their lives, sharing stuff, and then you work with the sponsor, and there's a thing called step 4 and 5, where basically you write down every fucking shit thing you've ever done in your life, and you say it to another human being, another man, another woman. You say it out loud, and it's terrifying, right? Because I've got some really horrible, dark secrets. I'm going to take these to the grave, and I've shared them with my sponsor. And instead of him saying, "Well, get out," that is fucked up. There's a moment's pause as we kind of let it settle, and he shared similar experiences back of things he'd done. It's incredible. So it's a program of honesty, and I did something that was dishonest this week. Tiny thing. And as soon as I did it, as I was doing it, I went, and I did it, and I went, that wasn't good. It's a tiny thing, right? And some of you will go, what? Who gives a fuck? I give a fuck. So I bought a banjo 10 years ago, and this week it's like, oh, I think I'm going to learn the banjo. The plan was at the start of the year is I'm going to play like 10 minutes every day and learn it, right? But there's a string missing. It's a 5-string banjo. I think it's the lower G is missing. So I ordered some banjo strings from Amazon, £6, and they came. And then I remembered, sometimes if you click return, I don't want to return on something that's £3, £4, £5, £6, they'll say, money back, you haven't got to send it. I thought, I wonder. And I did it. And it said, yeah, money back, you don't need to send it. And straight away I went, oh, shit. I was dishonest, right? It's Amazon. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't give a shit about £6.
He spends all that money on cock rockets.
They don't give a shit. But it was wrong.
Yeah.
It was dishonest. It was dishonest, right? Thank you, Della, for sharing that. It was wrong, and I felt awful. So here's what I'm going to do to make amends. It'd be silly. There's no way I can go to the Amazon shop and say, here's £6. So it's a musical thing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I have at least £6 in my pocket, and the next time I see a busker, boom, that's going in their thing. Because it felt right. It was wrong. It was a wrong thing to do. In recovery, you hear so many stories of people going, you know, people that have been to prison, right, for serious crimes going, yeah, I was in the shop and they gave me £5 too much change, and I walked out and I had to go back in and say, you've given me £5 too much, and the shopkeeper looked at me amazed because they said no one's ever done that before. Because it's all about honesty, and it was the wrong thing to do. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird, but it means if I can be honest, if I feel bad about that, Jesus, imagine if I tried to tell a big lie now, my head would explode. You know, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's a spiritual program of honesty, and I was being dishonest.
Wow.
Isn't it? There we go. Big stuff, man. It's been a great week for my recovery. I flirt around the edges a bit, and this week it's like I'm going right in the middle. Oh, what a surprise! I feel a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Feel a whole lot better, and the diet is part of it because I'm applying the program to the diet.
It's knit a diet.
Well, on my, I mean, as in my eating diet, as opposed to knit a diet, simple as twat. And you know, I go to a meeting on a Thursday, and occasionally I'll either stop at quite often I'll either stop at the Chinese, or I will go to the McDonald's on the way home. Except the McDonald's isn't on the way home; it's a 15-minute and then 15-minute. Yeah. And so Thursday, all I had to do was get home from the meeting without buying any chocolate, any Chinese, any McDonald's. That's all I had to do. And then Friday, today, then I could renegotiate. So I'm applying the program. Anyway, Bishy Bashy Boshy, you're allowed to yawn. It's quite okay to yawn.
I'm so tired.
I know
but I've got a week off now.
And you get paid.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Well, hang on. Narina's got a new song. Let's have a cheeky little listen. We won't listen to all of it, just a cheeky little listen. One of my favourites.
You creep into her room. You crawl into her closet like
she's so
you're hiding. You can still smell her on her clothes you didn't give away. Your little secret gets you through the day. So what is there to say? Medicine, you're not done as
Whoa! That's a little bit spicy, isn't it? I like that. Oh, I like that. Yeah, she's one of the best. We'll have missed. We should have gone on TikTok because there would have been the person streaming Ollie Murs. And I like to go, do you remember that time Ollie Murs was in a shopping centre and he thought there was a terrorist attack and he shit everyone up? I did that before and I went, yeah, we don't want comments like that here. I went, I'm really, really sorry. But do you remember it though? It was weird, wasn't it?
It's not comments,
Muted.
is it? It's just it's a thing that
Muted.
definitely happened.
Vote Labour. It's time for a change. Vote tactically, guys. Vote tactically. Go on the website. Vote Labour. But if there is a chance that the Lib Dems, if there's a chance they might win, and the split vote would mean the Tories win. I don't need to tell you this, right? Go and vote tactically. Just get these absolute arseholes out. I just got half expecting Sunak to declare he won't be standing. Go, they're cowards. Anyway, let's not worry about that. Let's do the time walk again. Oh, I want to message Happy Tree and apologise for being snarky.
No, Happy Toast.
Happy Tree. In fact, can I just do that?
Yeah. Meanwhile, we can try and remember what happened in El Dorado last week, apart from bugger all.
No, there was something. It was.
We got-
He took your penis. That was in there.
He took your penis. When we go to Spain,
What is it called? Happy Tree.
Happy Toast. When we go to Spain, I'm deliberately going to say "y tu qué opinas," just so that you know that that's a thing. Sofa Bum says, for years I've said yes to one thing a week that I want to say no to. Take that tomorrow is one. It's become an exciting habit now. Yeah, do you know what? My life changed when I started saying yes to stuff. When I stopped being the person who worried that I wouldn't do it properly, or I didn't know enough to do it, to do the best job, and just went for it. It turned out that actually I was all right at stuff, and you kind of get in your own way sometimes, don't you? Chalfont says, I almost got away with not paying for fish and chips the other day, but had to point out that they hadn't charged me. Oh, I know. Doesn't feel right, does it? That's the thing. And this is what I say to the kids at school. And when they say, oh, miss, but, should I do this or this? And I went, what does that feel like? Does it feel like that's the right thing to do? You kind of know. You kind of know. If it's still sitting on your shoulder after you've done it, you know it's the wrong thing. 15 quid for fish and chips as well in Whitby. Oh, but I bet it was good. I've had fish and chips in Whitby. Remember walking along the front with my kids, and the seagulls there are flipping brutal. They were swooping.
There's no such thing as a seagull.
Oh, the gulls there. They were swooping, and my youngest had a bag of donuts, and she was like this. Every time she took one out, she was like sealing up the bag as well so they wouldn't see it or smell it, and she was getting it in as quick as possible. They were awful, those
the kites around here. I remember when there's a playground. Were you there for that? You were there, weren't you? The boys weren't. You were. There's a playground down the road, and it's a kids' playground. And there was a family.
We did have children with us. You had my children with us. Yeah. We weren't just like hanging out at the playground.
And there were family having fish and chips laid out on the table, and this kite just came down.
You heard it go.
Grabbed it, and they're. I mean, they were here. Grabbed the fish and they're like, what the It was beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, nature got involved that day.
El Dorado, why are you so shit? I think we're on 28.
God. We're getting a bit closer to finding out.
I think the stalker is the Spanish lad.
Okay.
Because he was wearing white trousers last week.
Is that stalker behaviour? Sure, if you're stalking, you're wearing black.
The guy that was running away was wearing white trousers.
They were very popular in the 90s.
I mean, they don't have much of a costume budget. So. Dilly Fraser.
Okay.
Paul suspects Snowy. Snowy couldn't... If it is Snowy, then it's the
like
bait and... He couldn't run.
Oh.
Well, you come to bed, lassie.
Come back to bed, woman.
Come back to bed, woman.
I never want to hear that again. What's keeping up now? Not Blair again.
Well, it's because the stalker was there.
Oh, right, yeah. He's fine. He's fine with it.
He's probably had a Tommy. Wind his watch up.
Still there. And what's that noise?
Just checking that out.
Ooh, is this a spooky angle?
A lot of we had last week was the introduction of the handheld camera, and it's clearly a new direction.
I've just remembered another one of those dad jokes.
Please do.
I've got a spooky maths joke, but I'm too squared to tell you it.
That is shit.
Yeah.
Claire, is that you?
Don't go bursting into praise.
Who did you think it was?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Marcus on a horse, naked.
Yeah, what was that?
What was that about?
Look at that, he's wearing a cheapy top,
Yes,
French.
it has been mentioned, Dave. Yeah, the Mardy daughter is in the Specsavers at Home advert.
Yeah.
How was the show last night? I hope it was, well, Dave invited me to a show. Here's another thing. Sorry about this is something I want to say about being present and stuff, and I'm wasting time. Is every night this week I've been helping my eldest revise for tests and exams. His German exam. Last night it was trombone, and I love it. I love it. you know, I absolutely love it. He phones up and says, "Can we?" Last night, can we do some trombone? Oh no, he didn't. I phoned him up and said, "Do you want to practice your trombone tonight?" Yeah. And I had him for half an hour playing it, and it was great, man. It's great. He's playing the Indiana Jones theme.
Oh yeah.
And it's just great. Sophie says, "How's your daughter's GCSEs going, Catherine?" I haven't asked about that. I apologise.
Really well, and she's living the dream now because she's got to a stage in her exams where they allow them to go home after them. And today she didn't have anything, so she was still in bed when I went out to work, and she had no intention of getting up.
Yeah.
She's living the dream. I think she's doing all right, you know. She was I was going to say she was a little slow to really sort of take it seriously, but actually they gave him a really long run up for revision, and I do think that when you're 15 it doesn't feel pressing, does it? But yeah, I think she's doing all right. She's come home a few times saying, "Oh, I really enjoyed that." What a geek. She's back. She spent maybe a year kind of, I told you, sort of playing everything down small because she got quite badly picked on at school, and she's obviously trying to conform and not stand out too much. But yeah, her coming home telling me that she remembered all her Lord of the Flies quotes and punching the air when she got Lady Macbeth being a strong female character. It was great.
Wicked.
It was great.
Wicked.
You know, less so when it comes to physics and chemistry, but I've said to her, look, do your best. It's unlikely that it's going to make a massive difference to your life if you don't get them, but I'm glad you did your best. And you know what? If you do need them in the future, you can always do them again. Voila. I'm trying, you know, I can't make her revise. I can't make her take it any more serious than she already is. I think her attitude is probably about right, but, you know, we may all have egg on our faces come results time, but we'll work it out.
Here we go.
Do you know what? I think lockdown has made me realise that there's more important stuff.
Yeah.
And also, you know, the whole going to university and stuff isn't the same as it was when we were kids. You know, it was kind of assumed automatically if you got the grades you'd go because we weren't paying for it, and it's just not like that anymore.
No. And we have different attitudes. You have historically been very academic.
Yeah. But because I found that easy.
Yeah. It's not. It's an observation.
But I also recognised that I was also, that was where my worth was. And I've loosened my grip a little bit more. That's the thing I got recognised for. You know, my dad would be, although he would never say it, but you know, his clever daughter. That was my identity for a long time.
Whereas I still have, and I'm working on it, great resentment around school and exams. And I think school is, you know. Anyway, let's watch El Dorados.
Can't you use the back door like everybody else?
No.
Why can't you use the back door like your dad?
It's front, back. What's the difference? Where have you been? I'm only asking because Trine phoned. Something to do with school tomorrow. Notes for a project or something?
If you're going into full heavy mode, I've done all my homework. The project she's on about is finished.
And I'm blackmailing a, in his word, queer.
I've even got my sports kit ready. Okay?
Good.
What a shit.
See you in the morning then.
Can you unclench now?
Drew.
That's a proper mum's nightie.
Who's padding around with the grippers out?
Well, it looks like Kato. Getting ready to Kato Peter Sellers.
The new generation would find this deeply offensive. I don't think we ever thought about feet.
I don't like feet.
The younger generation now are obsessed with
feet and pubes. They hate.
It's their kryptonite.
There we go. It's Bunny.
Bunny.
Oh, because his ring had been
pilfered.
Someone had fingered his ring.
Someone snatched his ring.
I mean, it's a shit safe if it's a key and the key is next to it. It's got a combination, hasn't it?
The key is next to it in a box marked key.
Is that a combination? Yeah. So you're supposed to do the really combination and then the key.
I think he's just using it as a handle. Dickhead.
Yeah, you're supposed to go.
You're supposed to get a stethoscope and listen to the clicks.
I've never used a combination lock. I wouldn't know how you do it.
Even on a bike?
No, I've used like 3642.
Yeah.
Or 6969, if I'm being completely honest. But no, I've never done the. You don't get that on a bike.
You get the rolling. You get the
Yeah,
rolling
but you
numbers.
don't get that. That's a.
You mean that?
Yeah.
Well, the other one's a combination lock.
Fuck it.
Literally.
Hell. Honestly. What would be great if you got that out. If you got a gun out and put it to the side and then got that out. Add some jeopardy.
Oh, now he's wound it up. Brett. He wasn't playing music before.
No,
was
it
he?
wasn't. Well, also, if you're doing it silently, why would you wind it up?
Where's the shitty ballerina spinning round? Back. No, gone.
I bet she's getting it cleaned. Because he knows she's a thief now.
Yeah. And a liar. So the theme today is feet.
Yeah, each show has a theme. PJs and feet. Which is a great name for a double act.
PJs and feet.
Love letters. The thing is, it's so dark you can't see. Is it a silhouette?
She got a photocopy, or is that supposed to be a black? What's she written?
Well, it's from a magazine. Look, what was on the back of it?
I don't know, but whoever, if it is a photocopy, someone's going to be complaining that there's not.
It's from a magazine.
No dark ink left.
Look, he's in. What is he in? Like is he in like a Swarthy Men Monthly?
¿Estás enfermo? ¿Bien?
Oh, what's he wearing? He's been to who's the old woman who does it?
Not Joy.
Trish. So he's been to
Trish
Trish's.
Valentine's blouse shop.
¿Qué es lo que te pasa? ¿Problemas en el colegio?
Fucking do it in
Straight
English.
He's saying, "What's the matter with you? Trouble at school?"
¿Tienes alguna cosa que decir al papá?
No, que no puedo dormir.
I can't sleep.
A la cama, es muy tarde ya.
Go to bed. It's very late.
He looks like Tony Farino. Look at that.
He's going to find the picture.
Mañana.
I'll get a coffee there.
What was he looking at? Was he looking at her chair? What was that for? Was he looking at her chair for? That was weird.
I thought she'd left the picture, but no, he was just having a look at the chair.
You're up and early. Oh, I meant to tell you last night. I've got a date. Don't look like that. I'm meeting Peela.
But why so early?
And we've got to fit it in before she goes to work. Oh, she's dead chuffed I got a job back. So she's doing something for me.
Yeah, did you steal my ring?
But
Right.
She's doing something for me. She's going to get the ring cleaned.
Yeah. Also, he just went, but.
Listen, she's going to give me a go. In return, I'm going to teach her to talk proper English. I'm really
Now, you can't even say her name.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, but it's dangerous, Fizz. You ought to wear a hat.
Don't fuss. She's been doing it since she could walk. Anyway, Marcus is going to give us a lift to work after.
Don't like the idea of Marcus Tandy.
Bunny, what did we promise each other?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just I wanted to talk to you about something over breakfast.
I'm talking to you about the ring you stole. She just been getting it cleaned, and that's it.
Do you wait until this evening?
I suppose so. Look, how are you going to get to the stables? I'll ring a taxi for
I'll
you.
hitch.
You can't do
I
that.
want to go. Trust me.
It's against. Oh, it's against.
I just can't.
What the mama saw. Come on, that's it wasn't funny, but it was fast.
He's having a cigarette for breakfast.
Shovel it under the counter, Drew.
You are creating a problem that doesn't exist.
Now that's good directing. We can see her leaving in the reflection.
Oh, that is good.
Look, okay, so he stays out late. So what? You name me one kid round here at his age that doesn't.
Hang on, he's now condoning his shitty behaviour.
I can name all the kids there that don't. The rest of the kids.
But he's constantly saying Blair's got. We're going to
He's
send
a waste of time, that boy.
Is
I'm
he
going
gonna
to send him
him
to military school.
Military school, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just can't help it.
He's even buckling down to his schoolwork.
I've just got this awful feeling. I couldn't sleep all night for thinking about it.
I can't make you out at times.
It's even worse.
I'm doing this act.
I'm worrying about drugs.
One minute you're spoiling him gutless, the next minute you're saying something like that. I mean, you're accusing your son.
It's the last thing I want to believe, but it just all fits.
She's right. He is a pervert because he spied on Mrs. King.
He saw Olive's big slip.
He is doing what she thinks he's been doing. Whether he's the main one or not is irrelevant.
Would you keep your voice down? Anyway, it's a half-cocked theory.
Did he just say keep your voice down to anyone.
Very loudly.
All right, suppose he is the one that's doing the snooping. He wouldn't do it to his own family.
He knows a bit too much about snooping.
Well, that's just where you're wrong.
Oh, here we go.
I didn't study child psychology for nothing.
You did what now? Sorry, when?
Hang on, so she's a teacher, a news editor, a journalist, the organiser of the urbanisation.
Headache.
And also, both of them have their glasses on a string.
She's a child psychologist.
Is she bollocks? She is a compulsive liar.
Elementary teacher training 100 years ago, and then all of a sudden you're an expert.
He's in an awkward adolescent stage.
He's horny all of the time.
It's time when you come to terms with your own sexuality.
Sexuality. Your rules don't bother me.
The need to separate from the mother figure.
Honestly, if a teacher had said that once in my time at school, that would have been her catchphrase for the rest of the time.
Look, away you go. I mean, you don't believe all that guff.
We had a teacher once pronounce homelessness. That became his thing.
We had a teacher that pronounced it marijuana. That became her thing.
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact.
All right, if the tacky little so-and-so is doing it, then he needs a good thrashing.
I think that's what he's doing. What they need's a damn good thrashing.
What he needs is understanding.
What?
Well, don't tell me you didn't watch Girls when you were his age.
Watch Girls?
She's thinking of Porky's, which I've never seen, but there is a lot of looking through the showers and looking at boobs.
Corking girls at your own age is one thing, but...
What did he say? Corking? Courting?
Oh, I mean, you don't believe all that guff.
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact.
All right.
Why are these two together?
Yeah,
They do not... It makes no sense
I
at
think
all.
if we're lucky, we might hear sexuality.
If the tacky little so-and-so is doing it, then he needs a good thrashing.
What he needs is understanding.
What?
Well, don't tell me you didn't watch Girls when you were his age.
Clocking girls at your own age is
Clocking.
one thing, but snooping on your mother.
That is a bit fucked up.
And if it is him, and they catch him, he's going to be in serious trouble.
My mother would have killed me.
Right, but you're having a go at her for... She's his...
I don't care what you say. We've got to sit him down and have a serious talk.
Mum, what have you done with my football shirt?
It's in the laundry basket.
I thought he said he had his kit ready. Liar!
Mrs. King is partly to blame.
Because she let him off.
Because she hasn't... She has evidence that he is in some ways a
But Freddie has
stalker.
also not dobbed him in.
No.
But no-
Everyone knows he's gay, right?
Yeah, no. It's like, oh, you mustn't tell anyone. Why is he not just telling everyone that he's been a weirdo?
Tonight. Now, all you need to do is back me up.
All right, ask me to do something I don't want to do.
All you have to do is back me up.
That's what he just did.
That was really good.
Joy is hot, man. Look at Joy's sideburns.
Looking at her gladioli.
watering the plants.
No, that's not gladioli, that's geraniums.
Oh, morning, Jerry, just the person.
Oh, I need someone to be rude to me while holding some sandwiches wrapped in cling film.
Wearing that hat for the 5th week in the row.
Would you do me a favour, please? Certainly. I am desperate for a massage.
What?
Not from you.
Do you think you could do the early morning shift for me, please? No problem. Great.
Oh, she's gonna go to the clinic.
Oh, and when you see Freddie, tell him
Get in the bath with some stranger.
I've looked out some old cassettes for him, songs from the shows, that kind of
Because he's a
Because he's a
homosexual.
homosexual.
Songs from the shows! Fucking hell!
stuff, things I had behind the bar. Not my taste, but the punters like it.
Not my taste, but the punters
I'm
like
going to
it.
take him a care package of
Carpet.
songs from the shows,
Carpet,
feather
everything.
boas, and posters of the Dream Boys.
Talk to me about him. He's giving me his full hermit crab impersonation again. Won't come out to play.
Fucking investigate. He's being bullied and blackmailed by a kid. Dig a little deeper. Stop making it all about you.
Yeah, Huckleberry Finn, you shit.
Can't even raise a smile out of him. Poor Freddie. No, poor Freddie, nothing.
No, fuck you. She makes me so angry.
We don't like her, do we?
I don't, because I think she's horrible.
He only does it for attention. He's like a spoiled kid.
There's the attitude.
Man up, snowflake.
I'll see you later.
See ya. Oh. That being said.
Right, so he's got a tin of beans. It looks like a chopped, can't quite say, the chopped courgette.
A cup of tea in my grandma's mug. And
Right.
an unfriendly friend.
You come in and you see someone like that, you think,
Uh-oh.
right, okay.
What's the
Even
news?
in the 90s, before we had the mental health thing, you think, right, okay, this is serious. Pull yourself together, man, bet she says.
She's brought lemons for him to make lemonade out of.
Oh, yeah.
Freddie, you bunged up again. It's almost boiled away. See, you've managed to shift your carcass out your pit. That's
There we go.
something, I suppose. Coffee?
No, I've got some.
Do you want me to fix you some breakfast? Toast then.
She's about to have a go at him. But Sophie thinks she's going to throw the lemons at him. Let's see.
I've still got some Marmite left.
No, not hungry.
Right. It's
Oh, by the way,
into anger.
Joy's got some cassettes for you.
You know, music from the shows and stuff because you're a homosexual. how would she say it? Homosexual.
Sexual.
Homosexual.
Homosexual. And then,
homosexual.
what would Joy say? Homosexual.
He's an homosexual. That's what's his name, Blair. He's a homosexual. We're just going to do that whole cast saying homosexual.
How would them daft lads at the bar say it? He's an homosexual.
Excuse me, are you homosexual? Yes, I am, lad. Good, I'm homosexual too.
Woohoo! Right, who else are we missing?
Trish.
Trish.
How would Trish?
I love the homosexuals, darling. And then, homosexual.
Homosexualis. Kronos homosexualis.
How would Marcus say it?
Well, he's an homosexual, isn't he?
Homosexual.
Well, all right, who am I being? Well, he's clearly a homosexual.
Is it Rush King?
If you're listening to the podcast, pause this recording. You play at home.
I just want you to play in the bar.
I'm not that much in need of charity. One still has some dignity left.
Clasping his thing to his throat.
He's got two towels on. Have you not seen? Look carefully.
Oh.
He's got a towel on the top and a towel at the bottom, but not a lot in the middle.
Oh, I thought it was a
Let
pink
me just
dressing
see
gown.
that so you guys can see that. Look. What music is that?
Dream of Genie.
Oh, yes, master. Okay, I got you.
Because he's got his
yeah.
midriff.
I've got some.
Do you want me to fix you some breakfast? Toast then. I've still got some Marmite left.
No, not hungry.
Oh, by the way, Joy's got some cassettes for you.
Songs from the shows.
Because you're a homosexual.
And around we go.
I just want you to play in the bar.
Give us a call now. Say homosexual in the style of someone famous or a character, and we'll see if we can guess who it is. Oh, you're homosexual.
Homosexual.
Oh, I wish we had a radio show. Sometimes. Just when we have ideas like this.
How would Cher do it? How would she do it?
I want.
homosexual.
Let me interrupt. I want Cher talking to Scylla about homosexuality. Hello, Pajama.
Yeah, Scylla, he's a homosexual. Oh, he's a oh no, who did I become? I became Alan Carr.
Oh, he's a homosexual.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's not a real data. He's a homosexual. She's
What a
a
phone-in.
journalist.
What a phone-in. You got a whole day about the Jenny Leck, and then these idiots come on.
Saying homosexual.
Come and phone, do an impression of someone famous or a character saying the word homosexual. We'll put it into a conversation. We'll guess who it is. Call us now.
I'm not that much in need of charity. One still has some
In fact,
dignity
just write it in the chat and we'll guess.
left, one hopes.
Will you pack it in?
There we go. I knew it would switch to anger.
Oh, it was
Visionary Soup, they're doing it in the style of Janet Street Porter.
There we go.
Homosexual.
homosexual.
We had enough of the great tragedy queen act when we all thought you topped yourself.
Whoa.
I hate her. The character, I'm sure the actress is a wonderful human being. Of course, I'm referring to the character. Hate that character. They're supposed to be friends.
Frenemy.
It's an abusive relationship.
Oh, he's about to. I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon.
I knew there was an I beg your pardon coming. I know that look.
You know the IBYP look?
You heard.
Get
Suddenly,
out.
Suddenly that towel has become his pearls.
We're gonna hear a get out.
I do wish you would show a little more respect for other people's property.
I mean it, Freddie. I'm dead straight, me. Up
He's not.
front. What you see is what you get.
Yeah, and it's
The
rude.
same dungarees every day.
It's those people that speak their mind that do not like to hear other people's minds being spake.
Always supposing anyone's ever going to want it.
Well, get real, Freddie.
I've heard that expression in ages.
I'm in your corner. We're friends.
About that.
Yes.
I want to help you, but I can't if you insist on carrying on like this.
Help you, Roland.
Oh, I don't think you're getting away with.
Oh, by the way, Dark Matter, it's a show that Jimbo recommended before he'd seen it. It's pretty good. Episode 4, it's starting to pick up pace.
With that one, we played that little scene, remember?
Oh, she's going back to being mean.
And if you're thinking of slashing your wrists, don't.
There it is.
Get out.
Because it makes a terrible mess and it's me that has to clear it up.
Fucking hell! Although maybe I should start incorporating that into my counselling work.
Definitely one to work with, yeah.
What was that arm wrestle?
I don't know. What was in his hand?
Was it It wasn't Razors, was it? I don't care enough to go back and look.
Yeah. Incredible capacity.
TARDIS.
Everyone in.
Hang on, who's that little kid? They're all like 14, 15, 16, and there's a 6-year-old.
Child genius.
Child genius. Here we go. Right. It's the only one of that age, right? Little babies.
Not sitting with Lover by this one.
Are you blind as well as
How
stupid?
are they all getting
Just
in?
because they're a couple, you don't...
Right, we got to
Are they
count.
all immediately getting up again?
We're counting.
No, we're friends. I want to help.
By this one.
Right.
One.
Because it makes
Right,
a
here we go.
terrible mess and it's me that has to
gonna
clear
count
it
them.
up.
Okay, so there's one in already. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Not sitting with
8,
Lover by this one.
Are you blind as well as
9,
stupid? Just because they're a couple doesn't mean you have to be together.
11. The blonde lads.
fancy older men
That
like
goes
Maria.
11.
What's he like off court, Maria?
What's it, Blair?
12.
Style and no follow through.
13. There is
Maria.
12. 12. Okay,
Where are
that's
you,
how they've
pig?
done it. That doesn't hold 13. There's 2 more coming! There's 2 more! They're running!
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 in a bus.
I don't believe it, evil little git. You and I go around the lockets right this.
We missed the bit where he told her about Blair.
Which is quite an important conversation.
But we missed that bit watching that bullshit from before.
No. What's the matter?
Angry minion.
Send her round. Send her round. Otherwise, this drags on for another 15 episodes.
What did you?
Just leave it.
Right then, I'll give him a good seeing to myself.
What? That's no way to handle. He's a child.
You won't have so much to say by the time I'm finished with him. I'll knock off his teeth down his throat.
Knock off his teeth, or half his teeth. Half his teeth.
What's that gonna do?
It's gonna make me feel better. I could murder him.
Now who's being a drama queen?
Hey, now he's being a drama king.
Punch.
Oh, looks pissed. He's got interesting hair.
He's got a fringe, but...
Well, it just makes me so angry. I know he's not famous for his charm, but I didn't think he'd sink that low.
Bearing in mind, don't forget, he's wearing a towel.
Yes, and...
So from a certain angle...
How about I cap his knees a
Geraniums.
little?
I'm just gonna have to sell up and
What? You're gonna
move away. There's nothing else for it.
Oh, no, you won't.
joking.
I'm
No,
too
he's not
fond of
joking.
you for that.
I'm just trying to face well, I'm getting real, as you call it.
No.
Everyone knows you're gay!
How is this still a thing?
Oh, selfish. Where else am I going to find a place to doss?
I beg your pardon. He's doing the look.
The boy's a plausible liar, and
Oh, he's worried he's going to call him a pedo.
people will believe what they want to believe.
You really think your friends are going to take that snotty little brat's word against yours?
Oh, there's some with Olive King for one.
Oh.
Don't you be too sure. Look, why don't you go round to Drew and Gwen's and tell them the whole story? Right, if you won't do it, I will. I can tell them a thing or two about their darling little boy.
Whoa, he's going to lose his towel if he carries on like that.
That him and Mrs. King need to team up. They need to tag team and grass up Blair.
No. Break Gwen's heart.
Break Gwen's heart.
So let him call you a nonce, is that right? Out of politeness.
Change of tactic. What's needed is someone that's going to make that little toe rag lay off without his mum finding out, yeah?
Fucking hell. Everyone, grow up. These are serious things. Blackmail. Saying we will out someone as a paedophile, spying on an old woman getting changed.
Yeah.
These are really serious crimes. It's not pranks. They're crimes. Grow up.
Stop with the capers and grass.
Mm-hmm. Someone he's scared of. Someone who'll take notice.
Oh, another shit edit.
They're going to get Marcus Tandy on board.
Is it because of adverts? Oh, it buggers
I'm
up.
going to sneeze again.
Change of tactic.
It must
What's
be because
needed
of
is someone
adverts.
that's going to make that little toe rag lay off without his mum finding out, yeah? Mm-hmm. Someone he's scared of. Someone who'll take notice.
But it's got to be adverts.
Are you holding tight? Yeah, like grim death. Oh, it's moving. I know forgive you if it moves.
She
It's
said
a bit
that.
boring riding it if it don't.
She said that to Bunny.
Ah, that's why.
I never forgive you if it moves. You can keep it in there, but you can't move it.
Yeah.
What's green? Oh, Pillar, I think I'm slipping.
No. And why should holding a horse be like that?
I think that's it for one day. I've sat on it.
All right, if Fizz,
Consider
if
that,
you
I consider that rid.
if you say so, Fizz, maybe tomorrow I could wiggle it around a little bit. Okay, Bunny.
You are doing well.
Can I get down? I'm not sure I'm cut out for this. I mean, it looks alive. It looks dead easy in the movies.
First you must do is not show fear from him. She's a gentle horse.
You must not show fear from him. She's a gentle horse. Come on.
Split the difference.
Although I did say to Alex the other day, if you get the genders wrong, is there genders in German? No, he was talking about past and the tenses. So if you get the tenses wrong, it's not the end of the world. People will know. People will know.
Had me fooled. And she's a mare, not a horse. Thank you. Got to
Oh, she is a mare.
do my bit in return.
But you still call mares horses.
Yeah, no.
You don't go.
I'm going to go mare riding.
Like Ken Livingstone,
Ooh.
Sadiq Khan,
Ooh.
Boris Johnson.
As long as he don't move.
You're right. Did good, okay?
They've got a new clothes budget.
Having fun?
I'll let you know once I've washed my face and got my breath back.
Washed your face.
Hey, you laugh.
Also,
What
how's
about-
she out of breath? She literally got
You and I.
on it and then got
I've got off a horse before and I was out of breath.
I'm going for a picnic now, alright?
Marcus, I have to work.
No, you don't. You don't have to work at all.
Yes, I do. And you promise you take me.
All right, suit yourself. Hey. You turn me on.
You turn me on. I rode a horse naked yesterday.
my ovaries just shriveled.
Big time.
Oh, I'm not sure it's a good idea.
Oh my God!
Thank goodness he took
Oh my God! For those people who have trouble seeing this, he is wearing
Budgie smugglers.
but even tighter than anything one could possibly imagine.
I can see the budgie's beak.
Yeah.
Have you got a bet?
Oh my God, you can! He's circumcised!
And also, the designer makes it look like there's got eyes.
It does look. It looks like a blue meanie from Yellow Submarine, doesn't it?
Blue peony.
Blue peanie. He's heading our way so far.
Well, Marcus, he hates people
It's getting closer.
Stop looking at me like that.
like me. I mean, supposing he says no.
He won't. Trust me.
I do trust you, but you're not the one I'm worried about.
Oh, please
Look,
don't
I've just
do it
got to
now.
ditch these.
Mate, right, listen. You're worried that someone's going to accuse you of being a paedophile. Put some fucking shorts on until it's sorted.
Not those really tight ones where your balls are hanging out one side.
What Paul says, Gonzo. Well done, Paul. Well done,
Do
Paul.
a couple of hours at Joy's. Why don't you...
You've won the comments tonight.
What's in the
Congratulations.
box this time? Is it
It'll be shitty sandwiches in Clingfield.
Leave me there later. We can go and find him. He usually pops...
Fair play, he's buff.
Yes, he is, but I don't want to see it.
into the video shop or down the marina.
No.
I could kill you sometimes.
No. I mean, I don't mean the plan about approaching Mark.
Is the box empty?
No, it's got
You're right.
some,
He is the
swan
only
sandwiches
person
right
that
in
Blair
the
would
base.
listen to. I mean, I don't want you... Well, I don't need you to come with me. If it's got to be done, I'm going to do it by myself. I'm not a victim. I'm not going to behave like one.
No, you're going to walk around like some fucking
Perpetrator.
Magic Mike perpetrator.
Oh, he's not playing games, is he?
He's serious. That was a serious dive.
He meant that.
Here we
Aria,
go.
what are you doing here? I missed the school bus. I'll take you. Come on.
You jumped
Get
out.
in.
Snowy's in the same clothes. He must reek.
Yeah.
Imagine the state of his foreskin.
My God, no thanks.
What are you doing? I thought Joy was bad enough.
Here we go.
Why is there an echo?
With her yoga.
I'm trying to learn how to breathe. According to this book, it helps strengthen the voice.
Oh, mine comes out like a fog or natural. In Iceland, they could hear me over 2 fjords.
In Iceland, they could hear me over 2 fjords. Is she from Iceland?
No.
Okay.
Rosemary's auditioning for the Amateur Dramatic Society.
I think we found an audio anomaly in where they're filming.
Murder at the monastery.
For the part of the Mother Superior.
Why has this gone funny?
Classic thriller with surprising twists and shocks, and the denouement we defy you.
Homosexual.
Homosexual.
That's what it says on the flattery.
I'm not surprised the good brothers are shocked. Mother Superior is being a bit thin on the ground in any monastery
Sorry?
I've ever heard of.
She's from the convent next door. It's a psychological thriller.
It sounds as bad as John Gaunt's new podcast.
I don't know him.
I listened to the first one. Fuck me, it's boring. So old-fashioned and boring. I skip by. I listened to the first one all the way through because it can be entertaining. Oh, it's so dull. So dull.
They're not quite what they seem.
It's the only female part in the play. Rosemary's determined to get it.
In my opinion, I have the perfect profile for a wimple.
Indeed you have, Miss Rosemary. I might even be tempted to come and see it for myself.
Have you ever seen any of their stuff? Freddie did the costumes for the panto last.
shit.
Freddie did the costumes for the panto because,
No, because he's a
homosexual.
I've just had a thought. For the audition, an Irish accent might just give me that edge.
Oh, yeah, now we're talking. She's going to hang out with Snowy to learn an Irish accent.
Would that be the north or the south?
You wouldn't be prepared to give me some coaching, would you, Snowy?
How much you're going to pay me? That's going to be the thing. Sophie says, I don't think she has the credentials for being a nun.
I thought this monastery was in Surrey.
Nuns emanate from anywhere.
They do emanate from anywhere. I've often thought nuns emanate from anywhere.
I think people use emanate in everyday language. That's a normal way to talk, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I've just about got time. If you're not feeling well, I'll take you home.
Is this prick? Has he got a cigar? No. Just an attitude.
What was the point in this? Apart from
It
Bruce
seems to
arse?
me that child stole those all
Of a child. She's doing an Irish accent.
her candlesticks to punish God and Brother Anthony for not providing the unconditional love so desperately needed by so damaged a soul.
Wait, now, is Snowy going to coach her?
Oh, no.
I don't know why he's bringing up
No, it's no good. It doesn't work. It doesn't flow. Oh, God.
Oh, sorry. What the fuck are you doing in my house?
Why are you so close to
Why are you so close to me? Get out!
Stop sucking on your glasses in that suggestion.
Good morning, Bunny. It's all right. I haven't flipped my lid. Snowy's helping me with my audition piece.
And I've been eating cornflakes.
Snowy?
Loads of them.
The only thing Snowy Where's the accent emanating from? So it's quite black. The only thing Snowy can do is look quizzical, as though he hasn't got a clue what's being said.
Oh, I see. Jolly good.
You see,
Tickety-boo.
I've always been mad about...
Let's find out, Catherine.
He just definitely was a tits pervert.
Well.
Hello. Oh, good morning, Bunny.
Wait.
It's all right. I haven't flipped my lid. Snowy's helping me with my audition piece.
Oh, I see. Jolly.
There it goes again. Can I just tell you something? we notice. We notice.
Good.
You see,
Good.
I've always been mad about the theatre. Okay, so it's only an amateur production, but...
Okay, so no one's listening, no one cares.
I'm doing a monologue.
But I'd really like to get this part.
Well, when are the auditions?
Tomorrow.
She's hoping to play the Mother Superior.
Well, actually...
This does feel like a play. That's the way they talk. Is theatre-ish, isn't it?
Why are they drinking from camping mugs?
I don't know.
Is that what you'd call that type of mug? It's
I
like
would.
metal with a
I don't
lip.
like the feeling of those.
Oh, it's a camping mug.
They also, I just don't want metal near my teeth.
The standard's quite high, considering.
Oh, God.
Well, they do need plenty of fresh blood, though.
Perhaps I should try it with a Scottish accent.
Oh, I shouldn't give up on the Irish.
Jamaican, or maybe even Chinese.
Shit. You're just beginning to sound like Ian Paisley.
Eiffel Tower!
Don't you start.
That's what I was afraid of. Well, thank you so much for your help, Snowy. I'll go and see if Drew's open.
Oh, are they in Snowy's house? They're in Snowy's house.
Oh,
that's why it's
a mess.
cornflakes and why it's camping mugs. Got it.
Funny how it gets them. Never been much of a one for the drama myself.
No, me neither.
You can get all that
I've just licked my glasses thoroughly. I'm going to pop them in my pocket.
and a lot more between the covers of a good book. Now, take Dickens. That's my man. Is there something wrong with your bottled gas?
What? That question came out of left field.
I do miss.
Either that or what's that smell?
I do miss Cala gas heaters. We had to press the button and wait for it.
How deliciously old-fashioned.
I'm an old man.
No.
Pyjama Speed says, now imagining all the cutlery in Catherine's house is plastic and stolen from a burger van. Why would you imagine that, you weirdo? By the way, it's nice to see you.
No, I just
Oh
popped
no, I don't mean that. It's like if you've got a hot drink in a
Oh,
tin,
I see, yes,
in a
I got it.
tin
Oh, yeah,
mug.
Click live.
It's going to be hot, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I've just had a brew on.
Oh, just what the doctor ordered. Yeah, why not?
An empty
I'm well
one.
ahead. These days I seem to be getting up earlier and earlier.
Oh, it's the only way out here. Dawn to dusk's the only time you get any work done come the summer.
He's living my life.
Dawn to dusk.
Yeah.
It's when anyone gets any work done.
Well, apart from night watchmen
Oh yeah, that guy.
and burglars and perverts.
I wouldn't know how to arrange my day if I had to go back to Belfast.
It's not just that. I don't seem to need more than a few hours sleep these days. Perhaps it's my age.
Now, I guess they're all built to a specific specification. It looks exactly like Freddy's flat.
I wouldn't know how to arrange my day if I had to go back to Belfast.
It's not just that. I don't seem to need more than a few hours sleep these days. Perhaps it's my age. Not getting any younger.
Oh,
is she not here?
Oh, she's gone to the second-hand shop. It seems the Scottish sister of Mercy is what she's after being now.
That's right.
Did you know Freddy's a homosexual?
Rosemary, she'll try everything. And I'll bet you £5 she'll end up doing it in...
Hang on, he just missed a classic line about he described her perfectly. Ready? Here we go.
The Scottish sister of Mercy is what she's after being now.
That's Rosemary, she'll try everything.
We
nearly
knew.
missed it. We
We
nearly missed
knew.
it.
Listen, that and Freddie being a homosexual. We didn't need it saying out loud, did we?
Oh, this is a great one.
And I'll bet you £5 she'll end up doing it in standard English.
You're on.
All right.
Mind you, if she'd done the part in Swahili, she would still get it, them being so desperate for a new face.
Well, I hope you're right. Well, there'll be no living with her. Sorry, Bunny, I'm interrupting.
No, actually, Stanley, I wanted a word with you. You being a medical man.
Is he though? Because we were confused about it, weren't we?
He may have been a nurse in the army, but he may also be a fake, a fakir.
Oh, yes.
As an army doctor, you'd have had a lot of experience dealing with young recruits, teenage problems, that sort of thing.
All those raging hormones. Oh, yes.
I used to love it in the army.
Plenty of that myself in the RAF.
Bollocks.
But it's the quacks that get down to the real nitty-gritty. Got the training, understand the psycho jargon.
Ah, no, that's why he's going a bit more biggles.
Well, I saw enough apprentices through the RAMC training school. It was a sort of special interest of mine.
Someone's had the Britannia dictionary out, the encyclopedia.
What are they
out.
talking about?
They're using some forces chat.
Oh, and he's confused.
Could you recommend a good book on adolescent development?
Fucking hell.
This is his wife he's talking about, right? Okay.
I've scarred the old
Sorry, excuse my French, but that...
That's
wow.
not right, is it?
No.
That's not right.
Britannica, but I mean...
He said of people...
He just said the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Instead of people complaining about Freddie, she complain about this dirty bastard. Oh, I've got to do that thing. You've got to wiggle it.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Plenty of that myself in the RAF. But it's the quacks that get down to the real nitty-gritty. Got the training, understand the psycho jargon.
Well, I saw enough apprentices through the RAMC training school. It was a sort of special interest of mine.
That's weird.
Could you recommend a good book on adolescent development? I've scarred the old Britannica, but I've merely skimmed the surface, and they seem to be coming up with a new theory every day.
What, in the Encyclopedia Britannica?
This bloke's about 70. He's not going to know.
Does he know how books work?
I do.
With something new every day. It's one book.
He just invented Wikipedia.
I'd like to keep ahead of these things.
Wikipedia.
I mean, when you get down to it, they are the future. Youth.
All right, Whitney Houston.
You don't know what it's like?
I know you don't want to hear this now, but we all go through it. You don't forget how much it hurts.
But you've got Javier.
She fancies the Frenchman too.
Everyone fancies the Frenchman, right?
I don't mean him. No, the first he was an English rock star on tour.
Shut up. These stories are getting more and more far-fetched.
What?
His name was...
He was an English rock star on tour. See if we can work out who it is.
All right. Rod Stewart.
Bowie.
She's the type for Rod Stewart.
So I was at my mum's the other day, and I was having a bit of fun. I was getting her to try and cross her eyes and taking pictures, and then there was some music playing, and it was. I can't remember who it was, but she said two words I don't think I've ever heard my mum say.
God,
never
what?
expect to say. I said, "Do you know who this is?" She went, David Bowie. I've never heard my mum say David Bowie before. It wasn't David Bowie.
And your mum's got a London accent, so I bet she sounded a bit like him.
She didn't sound. She's got a London. She's got a posh accent. My mum. Oh.
I waited outside a theatre for hours.
So he played theatres. So it's not an arena. It's
Who's that one? PJ Proby, whose dick fell out.
It could be.
And I didn't even get an autograph.
Let alone a blowy.
I don't mean Dad.
That's it. That's the end of the story.
The end of the
Okay.
story.
So it would have been in Sweden in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Please go and do the research. Shaky is a very good shape.
Sure.
Elton John's too big. I think Shaky Man goes.
It's not a crush. This is real.
I thought that too at the time.
And then he closed the green door
He said,
and
this old house.
went off with Julie at Christmas.
Look, I'll come into school with you if you like.
Why?
Just to tell him you weren't feeling well or something. You can't sit out here all morning.
Doesn't matter. Everybody knows about it now. Him too. I might as well be dead.
Maria, I have to go back to work.
Get
So
out of my
stop
car.
this silly bollocks.
Do you want me to take you back to my place?
No.
I will if you like. But you won't be able to keep it away from your parents, you know. They're bound to find out.
How can I go on having lessons with him? He's been so kind and now I've embraced him. I can't face him, Ingrid. I can't face anyone.
Just tell your parents you've gone off tennis. They won't mind.
Can you back away from the microphone a little bit? You're peeking.
It was supposed to be a present, not a punishment. I'll have a word with them.
Oh no, please don't.
Be honest, she's the best actress in this entire thing. Yeah. She's doing all right.
Yeah. It's probably the best thing all round if you don't see too much of him.
I told them myself.
And as for Blair and the others,
fuck them.
You're just going to have to face them.
Face them.
Great advice.
Tomorrow they'll have somebody else to have a go at. It'll pass.
I better go now.
Do you want to come?
No, please. I think of something.
Oh, this guy.
Fag on. Look, he's shitting himself.
See you later.
The sound in here is going to be great.
No, first I want to make sure they're not taking advantage.
Hang on.
No, I'm going to pop in and see you in your break.
Hang on.
What's this?
Is that a bar? Are they selling booze?
It's coffee.
No. They've got...
I better go now.
It looks
Do you
like
want to
they've got
come?
beer
No,
taps.
please.
Maybe it's
I
fizzy
think
pop.
of
Let's see.
Joy's got
We've certainly never seen this place before. Certainly not from this angle. Those are beer taps. Those are beer taps.
Yeah, look. Yeah.
What is this?
It looks like it's also in that shopping centre.
See you later.
No, first I want to make sure they're not taking advantage.
Segafredo.
No, I'm going to pop in and see you in your break and make sure you get 30 minutes.
No.
Oh, into the back of the supermarket. What?
What? This is
that,
insane.
That's not the pizza hole, is it? No.
Pizza hole's part of the rest, but then you don't see them making pizzas. Can someone draw a map?
I'm not sure with time. Maybe I'll walk through.
No, you must have a break. It's the law.
I think it would be perfectly acceptable to say, look, can you not kiss your boyfriend at the door if it's not great?
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, it was lovely, right?
Sorry, what?
Ready? Excuse me, I'm away. I'll expect I'll get the hang of it in the end.
Look, I've got to go to the suppliers at Malaga tonight. I'm going to be a bit late.
Okay.
I want you and I to have dinner
He'll open it tonight and the ring will be in there, everybody, in case you
together tonight at home. Just the two of us.
Fine.
There's something I want to talk to you about, Fizz. Something important.
I've just said.
No, whenever anyone says I've got something I want to talk to you about later on, what is it? You never go, okay, yeah, I'll talk later. What is it? Is it serious? Are you okay? You go, yeah, sure, later.
It's okay. I better get on, otherwise Harry will be after me. I'll see you tonight.
Yeah, but this is serious. Really serious.
Oh, you see who's on the phone to her? No one will ever spot her in that banana. Dogging. It's the A41.
My goodness. I was beginning to
Hey, you dirty bastards! That's what we do on the A41. The other night when we came back from Rob Lamberti, you were woken up. There were about 4 cars in the lay-by.
I was asleep in the car.
And I beat the horn and she woke up, went, dirty bastards! And then fell back to sleep straight away. She knew what it was. She knew what it was.
I think you wouldn't come.
This is getting silly. You wouldn't believe the lies I had to tell to get away so early.
He knows, Isabel. I tell you, he knows.
He knows what? That I keep having with you deep and intense conversation.
No, he told me he knows you're having an affair and that you do it a lot and then you'll crush me. So, yeah, he knows.
In out-of-the-way places.
This isn't a joke. I'm serious.
And so am I. In case it slipped your mind, can I remind you that nothing has actually happened?
He's not
happened, you should
Did you say, can I remember you?
not going to believe that.
No.
Well, so maybe it's time for us. We get him something to really worry about.
Don't you care that he might be onto us?
No, do you?
How would you feel if he was having an affair?
We were just married the first time he began. Anyway, no chance. He's too busy being in love.
He did tongues!
With the tongue!
He did tongues!
With the tongue!
No.
Drew was of no help at all.
Dirty bastards!
Oh, I'm not surprised. I can't quite see him being much interested in the theatre than you. Jerry, there you go. There's your blacklist, dodgy customers, and absolutely no cashing of cheques, no matter what.
There's a blacklist of dodgy customers.
Yeah, it's very short.
It's names. You can have a drink. Yeah, sure. Sorry, what was your name? Dave Smith. I'm sorry, Dave. No, you're on the blacklist of customers. But there's another bar that's just open round the corner by the shop.
Turns out I didn't know about.
I just wish.
Why doesn't Drew go to the other bar?
I know, instead of begging to go in there where Trish is going to be memory.
I could make up my mind about.
Segafredo.
About her accent. I'm sure that's the key to her character.
This was BBC. There is a lot of advertising.
Yeah.
Cornflakes Segafredo so far.
Don't look at me, I'm much too down market.
There's Freddie, of course. He comes from Bristol, does he? Now that's an idea. I love the way Bristolians always add an L to the end of everything.
He's not.
What?
Riddle. Give me a sentence. Give me a little sentence.
Do they? Don't do they?
Yes'll, they'll doodle. Oh, I forgot you lot were here. Sorry, I thought it was just us. I do apologise.
Not around today, he's gone to gym.
Oh no, I've just seen him going into the video shop. I'm sure he won't mind.
Oh, well, don't interrupt.
What gay film will he be renting? Sound
Judy
of
Garland,
Music.
Wizard of Oz.
You know what he's like when he's in one of his moods. Look, why don't you go through your speech and I'll give you a hand.
I'll give you a round.
The commune where I grew up had all sorts of United Nations hanging around.
Everyone's giving a little bit of backstory today.
Commune had all sorts of United Nations hanging around. Is that
What, Kofi Annan?
Greeks.
I saw him at an airport once, at a Greek airport.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it was Zakynthos Airport. Yeah,
Oh, God.
saw
I remember
Kofi
the
Annan.
toilets there, they stank.
It might have been Athens, actually. But yeah, I was like, oh, well, it's Kofi Annan.
Athens feels more of a Kofi
It
Annan
does,
sort of
actually,
place
yeah,
than
it
Zach.
does.
Indians, Poles.
He's a good looking guy.
You sure it was him?
Yeah, Kofi Annan's a good look. Let's get Kofi Annan up.
Are you sure you're thinking of the right person?
Kofi Annan?
Yeah.
Kofi Annan.
No.
I got the wrong. I got my finger in the wrong place. Not the Kofi Annan. Yeah, look at him. He's a great-looking guy. Look at that. Come on.
Played by Morgan Freeman.
Oh, he's a good-looking guy, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, please can we finish this? Because it's doing my nutting.
Rastafarian.
She's into a bit Kofi.
No, she said "oh my" when the tongue.
Can't see myself blacking up somehow.
What the?
Whoa! Here we go. There's today's. Here we go.
You know what he's like when he's in one of his moods. Look, why don't you go through your speech and I'll give you a hand. The commune where I grew up had all sorts of United Nations hanging around. Greeks, Indians, Poles, Rastafarian.
Can't see myself blacking up somehow.
Well, you don't have to be Polish. Look, I even...
What?
Drink! You're right. Right, so let's have that conversation, right? Loads of United Nations at my commune. They had Indians, Polish, Rastafarians.
Oh, I can't see myself blacking up somehow.
Well, you don't have to be Polish. I'm guessing it's a joke.
Well, she didn't know that.
know a bit of Icelandic. Not that they're that keen on nuns over there.
Do they not like nuns in...
I didn't know that was a thing.
Do you hate it, please?
Yeah, past.
Quiet blokes.
It's the time.
My son Clive's absolutely mad about the theatre.
My son Clive.
Ooh, it doesn't exist.
Is your son Clive in the room with us now?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the audition she comes out blacked up.
Oh, God. She might.
She might. My son Clive. Yes, is he in the room now? Sorry, I just missed that. Very late to the party. Catherine says, did you... Oh, Catherine! Right, yes. Wait, you have to go back to the beginning of the show. She's the one who grassed us up.
Yes,
did you enjoy Rob
yes,
Lamberti? I was the grass that messaged him. I will watch the full show from the beginning. We talk about him a lot. No, it was shit. He was awful.
Embarrassing.
Honestly, we're there going... Was he supposed... Was it George Michael? Was
It's
it...
not Andrew Ridgeley.
It was brilliant. Go back to the start of the show. We talk about him maybe about 20 minutes in.
We're obsessed with him.
We thanked you, and I couldn't remember your name, and I'm really, really sorry. Honestly, you gave us such a good night. I don't want to spoil it.
Why would you remember Catherine? Why would you remember that name?
It's not a common name. We had such a great night. I don't want to spoil it because I'll go, oh, we did this and we did this and we met this guy and that guy. And we'll go back and listen to it. And you did that. And we are so grateful that you did. He was absolutely... I will tell you, I told him, I said, when we met him, I said, mate, you're singing that song wrong. And he pissed himself. So thank you. You have started a friendship, and it's great. So we're so grateful. The best night, Catherine. So thank you. Let us know. Send me an email when you've watched it. Let us know what you think. Right. Please can we finish this because I want to go to bed.
It's been in his school production, the Rocky Horror Show.
School production?
They did that at school, did they?
School production? Thank you, Catherine. Honestly, it really was one hell of a
Icelandic. Not that they're that keen on nuns over there.
Thought you hated plays.
Yeah, passes the time.
My son Clive's absolutely mad about the theatre. He's just been in his school production, the Rocky Horror Show.
At school?
Oh, sounds like my cup of tea.
In my day, it was Romeo and Juliet. I got stuck with Friar Lawrence.
A much underrated character.
What the fuck is this conversation?
Oh, his last letter was full of it.
It ain't drink.
Yeah, that's another thing I've missed. See ya.
Could you clear up the coffee cup I've just licked, even though there's no drink in it?
I just licked.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
You ready, Jerry? It seems to me that child stole those altar candlesticks to punish God and Brother Anthony.
Come on.
Hang on, what was that? Why could we hear it as the scene changed? What is going on? Right, so she's
Oh, his last letter was full of it. Yeah, that's another thing I've missed. See ya.
See you. Bye. You ready, Jerry? It seems to me that child stole those altar candlesticks to punish God and Brother Anthony.
What is that? By the way, that's a great warning sign.
What is the warning?
Car going into the sea.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. I don't suppose you could tell me where I could find Mr. Marcus Tandy, could you?
Marcus?
I was told that I might find him here.
Well, you could try the boat, I suppose.
Thank you very much. You couldn't tell me which one, could you?
It's that white speedboat there.
This outfit he's got on today.
It's the white speedboat. Right, again, I'm going to ask you, could you narrow it down a bit?
The pain of unrequited love drives people to many desperate stratagems.
Desperate what?
Stratagems?
It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Maybe it would sound better in French.
She's never heard the word stratagems.
Also, it's in the script. Shut up.
Look, I'm sorry. If it's boring, it's boring. Doing it in a funny voice ain't going to make it any better.
Fuck off! You offered to help! You offered to help! What is going on?
I've got her now. I've got her. You know, like Coldplay, they always start slow and then build to a crescendo. She always starts, well, she starts mean, then she gets nice, then she gets narky again.
I'll help you do something. Oh no, it's too boring and you're getting on my nerves. What is this?
Oh, thanks a billion, Jerry.
Well, it beats me why anyone should care which monk bashed the abbot's brains out anyway.
It's a play!
No one can accuse you of being anything less than frank. Hello, darling.
And actually, a bit of a...
It's not personal. I just hate acting, that's all.
Why did
What?
you
We can tell.
Catherine, there we go.
I'm starting to hate it too.
I've forgotten what it is.
I worked in this
No! God!
theatre once in London. Right bunch of posers they were.
Open your mouths.
I did the lighting and all that.
They're always short on the technical side. Well, why don't you come along?
Oh
and,
no, I only did it for the money. Only there wasn't much of that about. It was supposed.
Why was she not bothered at all as they did that?
Why were they doing that?
To be profit share. Only there was never any profit.
I haven't heard the phrase profit share for about 35 years. Profit share, blimey, I remember profit share.
No, each to his own, but I never could stand all that. Darling, you were wonderful rubbish.
Yeah, people being nice to each other.
Oh dear. Oh, maybe I should just forget the whole thing.
No, don't listen to her. She told Freddie to slit his wrists. Oh no, don't do it because it'll be messy.
Oh, no, we can't have you backing out of the stage.
Perhaps a French accent might be the answer. Oh, it seems to me the pain of...
And now in
There
French.
we go. Here we go. They've made. There we go. They're going to go home.
Gives it a certain je ne sais quoi.
Well, I'm glad you find it so amusing.
Why do we keep missing the interesting conversations and lingering over the boring ones?
I mean, men have been driven to suicide for less.
Yeah, sure.
He's calling you he's fitting you up for a nonce, is he?
But you do see my dilemma.
Blackmail and extortion. He isn't even 17 yet.
He's 16. I guess. Have I done the maths?
And it's his mother I'm worried about?
Ola, don't worry about it. Blackmail.
That really is the lowest of the low. Hey, look, don't worry about it. Leave him to me, okay?
I'll molest him.
Flipping heck.
I wouldn't. He rode a horse naked last week. I wouldn't put anything
exactly.
past him.
That horse is pressing charges.
He was pressing his bollocks against it.
Oh, kitty time.
Why don't you take it outside, love? It's still very hot in here. I'm not hungry.
So, what?
Look at him with his shades
Hang on.
Who's that in disguise in the background?
She's suggesting she takes her homework outside.
Because it's hot.
And did you hear what she said?
I'm not hungry.
What?
It's not ready yet. I was talking about your homework.
Oh.
Well, obviously. Because she's doing homework, not eating.
In other words, you want me out of the way because you're going to have a row. You should have said so.
We want to talk to Blair on his own, and anyway, it's got nothing to do with you.
What's he done now, then?
Do you want to push? Oh, no.
Well, it's nothing serious. It's just something we want to clear up.
But it'd be better if you put your clothes on because we think you're a pervert.
Well, it'll have to wait. Don't worry about food, Mum. Not catch a burgles.
You
Catch a burger? No, it's fish you catch.
stay where you are.
I've got to see some friends.
You were out to all hours last night.
So?
Look at his tiny nipples.
I know.
I'm getting my homework done, aren't I?
Nobody's accusing you, Blair.
We want to know who you're mixing with. We know it's not your school friends. Your mother's checked.
You did what?
Well, it's not the way your father makes it sound. I only asked...
Why don't you hire a detective and have done with it? What else do you want me to do?
We're really pleased with the way you're pulling yourself together, Blair, honestly.
Looks like it. Spying on me like I was some sort of criminal.
Now, it's for your own good.
Could have fooled me.
With this peeping Tom business, we've got to know where you are and what you're doing. Otherwise, how can we help you?
True. It's not the way your father makes it sound.
What's the matter with you? He may be a creep, but he is my brother. How can you believe he'd stoop so low?
He actually has, with great respect. He may not be the stalker that you think, you know, but he has done it.
Young people, I don't understand them.
Young people, I don't understand them.
1 minute she's crazy about tennis and the next.
I know
My son is exactly the same.
Clive.
baby is exactly the same in what...
Whoa, hang on. What was she talking about him?
Yes.
No, my baby is exactly...
My baby. My baby. Catherine, my baby.
The baby.
My baby.
That reminds me of
My
Moira
baby.
from Schitt's Creek. It was the baby.
The bebes.
The same. In one letter, he is mad about something. The next letter, he's forgotten all about it. I spoke to him on the phone this morning.
Bebe. Oh, you spoke to him. You spoke to your bebe about the Rocky Horror Show.
Oh, he wants a computer now.
A computer. Oh, he wants a computer now. Tomorrow it'll be a motorbike.
Hang on. Isn't he at boarding school? Don't they have computers? Not got a computer
Well,
room.
probably not then. Was this 93?
We had computers. You had to queue up for them. You had to put your name
Yeah,
on the wall.
BBC Micro. A BBC
A
Micro. I beat you by a fraction. I always like it when I beat you.
Still, we wouldn't be without them, would we?
Well, you
Well,
literally
you are.
are. We've got. I tell you what. From now on, it's going to be one on, one off. Right. So I'll do next week. You do the week after. Yeah. Does it sound fair? We're just saying the same lines.
See ya. Bye-bye.
This is a motorbike.
Está bien, hablaré con tu padre. Si no te gusta más el tenis, no tiene sentido que tomes clases.
Fine, if you don't want to play tennis anymore, I'll have a word with your father.
It's bad enough you working.
What the fuck is he wearing?
Willy Wanker.
That's too big for him. Look, the sleeves and the shoulders. Look, it's David Byrne.
Here without delivering pizzas one Sunday.
I like it.
Look at the size of that purple jacket.
Hero, baby.
Those scooters are dangerous. I mean, I don't like you being out after dark. What about all this peeping Tom business?
Where's that piano coming from?
Well, I'm not happy about this. I mean, you don't know whose house you're being sent to,
Hello?
do you? There's all sorts of dodgy people around, you know. I'm really unhappy.
Oh, that would be a hotkey. I'm really unhappy.
I was just wondering what you
I don't like you being out after dark. What about all this peeping Tom business?
I'm not afraid.
Well, I'm not happy about this. I mean, you don't know whose house you're being sent to,
Hello?
do you? There's all sorts of dodgy people around, you know. I'm really unhappy.
I bet he's throwing those lines in to make him a comical character when he can't be because he's a violent,
he's a shit.
abusive arsehole.
He's a horse botherer.
That's it. This could be an important message.
Motorbike. Is it the baby?
The baby. What's this? Mirror gaming. Okay,
Is it your son Clive? Tell him he doesn't jump to the left.
You're too young. Get out.
Hello? Oh, no. What's the matter?
I could kill my parents.
What have they done now?
You'd trust Clive, wouldn't you?
Clive is getting a lot of airtime today.
He's got to be coming up soon. He's got to pop in.
He ever appears? I don't know.
No matter what he's been accused of, you'd put yourself on the line for him, right?
Yeah, of course I would.
Really thought I'd got things straightened at home. Really did. Then had to go and accuse me for a thing like that.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've got the food.
I've been in a right state waiting for you.
It's delicious.
I've been in a right state.
I'll unpack later. Whatever it is, do you think we can get it over with straight away? Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to be able to eat.
He's gonna open it. It's gonna be in there.
I can't believe you don't trust me, Bunny.
It's gonna be in there. Da, 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 da.
Before we start, have you got anything to say to me?
Wind it up before he shuts it. Every time.
You didn't even see him open it.
Oh.
No one saw him open
right.
it. What a shit! This is the big reveal. You get it out.
You linger on the box.
You don't. You just see him holding it open. This is terrible. Box goes down.
Before we start, have you got anything to say to me?
Look at this awful direction and editing. Yeah? What? It's like the conversations we've missed. We're missing everything that's important.
Have we got the bits that were on the floor? Because it was meant to be the other way around.
What's the matter? You've gone all red. Oh, Bunny, is that for me?
Fucking hell, he's got to say yes.
He's got to give her the hairy locket.
Thank you.
Nice one, Fizz. Played the long game.
On that bombshell. Right, we got one more. It's a lot of shows in May. We've got another show next week. We're coming up to summer holidays. I know I'm away in July a bit, so we'll mix and match. But we have one more Patreon-only show. I've enjoyed it tonight. It's been a lot of fun. I have a little bit of little bit of scran, and yeah, we will see you on next Friday. I keep wanting to do a little bit of gaming streaming. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you as always for your support. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. You're taking the piss out of them.